Pokémon, the ultimate trainer. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 276, Battle of Water Spirits. Hi Ren, it's your turn. After Bailu took back Fat Kading, she sent out her strongest force, the water and fairy attributed Hi Ren, one of the three great spirits. Hi Ren was Bailu's initial spirit and the strongest spirit she had cultivated so far. Zhang Cheng was no stranger to Hi Ren, because Bai Yuling had a powerful Hi Ren. Seeing the sea lion sent by Bailu, Zhang Cheng skillfully turned on the detection system and began to check the data of the sea lion. Name, Sea Lion, level 43, gender, female, qualification, 8 attributes, water, fairy carried props, mysterious water drop. The power of the elf carrying this prop will be enhanced when using water skills. Basic skills, slap, water gun, shout, charming voice, round pupils, water jet, frozen wind, do it again, bubble ray, singing, serial slaps, loud voice, learning skills, surfing, mental power, magic shine inherited skills, acting coquettishly, water ring, song of destruction, instant amnesia characteristics, torrent. The power of the water attribute skills used by the elf with this characteristic will be enhanced after the health value drops to a certain level. Note, Sea Lion, a solo Pokémon, evolved from the flower Sea Lion, uses singing to control balloons made of water. This melody will be learned among partners and passed down from generation to generation. Bailu's Sea Ren has high qualifications and levels, and has mastered a large number of water and fairy skills. Since there are no props that can improve fairy skills, Sea Ren is equipped with mysterious water drops, which can enhance the power of Sea Ren's water attribute skills. Sea Ren, use magic shine. After sending Sea Ren, Bailu commanded it to use its favorite fairy skills to attack, and fairy skills have a good control effect on the fast-swimming frog. After Sea Ren received Bailu's instructions, it quickly condensed a bright fairy energy, which turned into dazzling light under Sea Ren's control. After the light was formed, it quickly flew towards the fast-swimming frog not far away. Fast-swimming frog, use defend. Facing the attack of Sea Ren, Zhang Cheng was somewhat helpless and quickly commanded the fast-swimming frog to defend. Because the Sea of Lions has resistance to both water and fighting skills, the attack of the fast-swimming frog is difficult to be effective, but on the contrary, the fairy skills of the Sea of Lions can cause serious damage to the fast-swimming frog. Yobo the fast-swimming frog also knows the power of the fairy skills. After receiving Zhang Cheng's instructions, it quickly condenses the energy around it to form a protective barrier. After the protective barrier appears, it isolates the dazzling light that shines on it. The light composed of a large amount of fairy energy continues to shine on the barrier, and the barrier appears cracked under the destruction of this force. When the barrier gradually cracks, the attack of the Sea of Lions ends, and the fast-swimming frog successfully resolves the first attack of the Sea of Lions. Fast-swimming frog, use hypnosis. After resolving the attack of the Sea of Lions, Zhang Cheng commanded the fast-swimming frog to use the advantage of speed and rainy weather to hypnotize the Sea of Lions to try to put the Sea of Lions into a sleeping state. Yobo, with a long-term battle with Zhang Cheng, Frog had anticipated Zhang Cheng's idea in advance, and had begun to condense psychic energy when Zhang Cheng gave the order. A strange psychic energy was absorbed into Frog's body, and then turned into a series of sound waves with hypnotic effect to attack Hiren. Hiren, sing. Facing Frog's hypnosis, Bailu commanded Hiren to use the skills with hypnotic effect to fight back. After receiving the trainer's order, Hiren condensed a stream of energy in his mouth, and then uttered a hypnotic song. The song soon reached Frog's ears. After hearing these songs, Frog began to feel sleepy, gradually closed his eyes and began to sleep. The other half of Hiren was also hit by the hypnotic sound waves emitted by Frog, and the effect of hypnosis was activated. Hiren fell into a sleeping state like Frog. Now the two Pokémon were hit by each other's hypnosis skills and fell into a sleeping state together. Now it depends on whose elf has stronger willpower and can wake up earlier. The one who wakes up first will have an absolute advantage. As time goes by, the sleepiness of the two elves is getting weaker and weaker. A drop of rain falls on the back of the fast-swimming frog. The fast-swimming frog opens his eyes and regains consciousness. The sleep state is lifted. The Western Lion Sea Ren is still sleeping, but it is not far from waking up. Fast-swimming frog, use the rain prayer again. After the fast-swimming frog woke up, Zhang Cheng did not choose to launch an attack. The effect of the fast-swimming frog's skills on the Western Lion Sea Wren was not very good. While the Western Lion Sea Wren was asleep, the fast-swimming frog could do many other things that would help the game besides launching attacks. Yobo yobo, the strong water element energy burst out from the body of the fast-swimming frog, and the water element energy turned into dark clouds and quickly rose into the sky. The rainy weather that was about to dissipate was restored again, and bean-sized drops of water kept falling. Fast-swim frog, use bodybuilding. After using rain prayer, Zhang Cheng still did not let fast-swim frog attack. He wanted fast-swim frog to strengthen its attack power before Zhishihai Ren woke up, so that the next skill could effectively hit Zhishihai Ren. Yobo, after a loud shout, fast-swim frog burst out all its strength to form a special fighting energy. Under the amplification of this energy, fast-swim frog's physical attack and physical defense were improved. After fast-swim frog's bodybuilding skill was used, Zhishihai Ren finally woke up. Bailu regretted her decision just now. She didn't expect fast-swim frog to wake up early and also amplify its own attributes. Zhishihai Ren, use Song of Destruction. Facing fast-swim frog whose energy had been amplified, Bailu chose to let Zhishihai Ren use Song of Destruction to wake up and force Zhang Cheng to rotate the Pokémon. After the Pokémon was taken back to the Pokéball, the superimposed abilities would disappear. After Zhishihai Ren woke up and reacted, he began to sing a strange song, and the song quickly floated towards Fast-Swim Frog. Fast-Swim Frog, use the waterfall attack. Song of Destruction has a certain triggering time. Zhang Cheng was not in a hurry to take back the Fast-Swim Frog, but took this opportunity to attack the Western Lion Sea Wren. Yobo yobo, the Fast-Swim Frog rubbed its hands, condensed the water attribute energy around it, and then burst out the power of its legs and attacked the Western Lion Sea Wren in front of it with its entire body. Chapter 277, The Role of Tactics. During the attack of the frog, the Song of Doom came towards it and reached its ears. After being hit by the Song of Doom, the frog did not feel any discomfort. Its strong body continued to rush forward and hit the body of the sea lion fiercely. Hit by the waterfall climbing attack of the frog, the sea lion was directly knocked back. Water attribute skills are not very effective for the sea lion, but the water attribute skill attack of the frog, with a blessing of rainy weather and fitness, has greatly increased its power. The sea lion was seriously injured by this waterfall climbing attack, and eventually lost 1/3 of its health. Come back, frog. After the attack, Zhang Cheng took out the Pokéball to take back the frog. At this time, there was still some time before the Song of Doom took effect. Zhang Cheng chose to take back the frog directly. Now the frog's health is very healthy, and its physical strength will be restored after a rest. Swampert, it's you. The second Pokémon sent by Zhang Cheng was Swampert, the Rainy Day Blaster. With a blessing of rainy weather, Swampert's attack power is also very strong. Hydrangea, use Surf. Facing Zhang Cheng's Swampert, Bailu chose to use water attribute skills to attack, because Hydrangea can also enjoy the increase brought by rainy weather, and the power of water attribute skills used in rainy weather will be improved. At the same time, Hydrangea also carries mysterious water drops, and the power of surfing skills can be further improved. Hydrangea easily condensed a large amount of water element energy, which turned into water waves under the control of Hydrangea and swept towards Swampert. Swampert, White Area Defense. Zhang Cheng still chose the safest way to play, using defensive skills to understand the power of the opponent's skills. Gana Gana Swampert slapped the ground with its limbs, condensing solid rock energy, which turned into a dark yellow barrier under the control of Swampert. The attack of the sea lion swept in, and a large number of water waves hit the barrier. After being continuously attacked by powerful water attribute energy, the wide area defense was broken, and the remaining waves hit the body of Swampert. Sea Lion's special attack is very high, and this surf has a lot of power blessing, so it is expected that Swampert's defense will be broken. Hit by the powerful surf skill, Swampert's health value is knocked down by 1/5. Swampert, use the Muddy Current. After having a certain understanding of Sea Lion's attack power, Zhang Cheng began to command Swampert to counterattack. Garna, Swampert could no longer suppress the desire to attack. After receiving the instructions from the trainer, he began to madly condense the water attribute energy around him. A large amount of water attribute energy turned into turbid water flow under the control of Swampert, and the water flow contained a strong offensiveness. When the power of the water flow was the strongest, Swampert launched its power and sprayed this muddy current towards Sea Lion. Hercules, use water jet. Under Bailu's command, the Hercules condensed a clear stream of water, and after it was formed, it attacked the water jet from Swampert. The two powerful streams collided with each other, one was extremely turbid, and the other was crystal clear. With a continuous collision, the turbid stream became more powerful, directly shattering the clear stream, and then hit the Hercules behind. After being attacked by the turbid stream, the Hercules' health value dropped by a quarter, and the hit rate was also slightly affected. Continue the attack, Swampert, use waterfall climb. After seeing the effect of the first attack, Zhang Cheng was unyielding and ordered Swampert to continue the offensive. Gana Swampert's fighting spirit became higher and higher, and powerful water attribute energy burst out from his body, and his whole body carried a powerful force to crash into the Hercules. Swim, use the hold. After seeing the attack power of Swampert, Bailu chose to temporarily avoid the sharp edge and let Swampert defend to minimize the damage. After receiving the order from the trainer, Swampert skillfully formed a holding barrier in front of him. Swampert's huge body hit the holding barrier, causing the barrier to shake continuously. The more it faced obstacles, the more excited Swampert became, and it continued to beat the barrier in front of it. In the end, the barrier was broken by the blow, and the energy condensed by Swampert was consumed. The seaman also successfully resisted this attack. Swim, now, use poison. Zhang Cheng made an unexpected move. After the seaman's holding skill was used, he commanded Swampert to use poison. All of this was in Zhang's plan. First, let Swampert use the waterfall attack, approach the seaman and force it to use its holding barrier. Then he used the waterfall attack to hit the barrier, and then suddenly used the poison to catch the opponent off guard. Gana Swampert often practiced a poison skill in his usual training, and was very proficient in using the poison skill. A stream of poisonous energy condensed out of thin air, and then turned into a ball of poisonous venom. After the poisonous venom was formed, Swampert swung his arm and threw the venom at the Sea Lion. Facing Zhang Cheng's sudden poisonous attack, Bailu and Sea Lion did not react. The poisonous venom easily hit Sea Lion. After being hit by the poison, Sea Lion soon fell into the poisonous state, and a black color began to appear on his body. Sea Lion, magic shine. After being hit by the poison, Bailu knew that she could not delay the time for too long, which would be very disadvantageous to their side. After thinking this through, Bailu decisively chose to let Sea Lion launch the attack. Hiron once again condensed a large amount of fairy energy, which turned into dazzling light and shot at Swampert. Swampert, use guard. After the toxic successfully hit, Zhang Cheng began to ignore the props and directly started to play like a turtle, letting Swampert use guard to defend. A large amount of light formed by fairy energy shone in, but was eventually blocked by the barrier and had no effect on Swampert. After the attack, the toxins in Hiron's body erupted, constantly eroding its health. Keep attacking, Hiron use surf. Bailu once again commanded Hiron to launch an attack. If she still couldn't cause serious damage to Swampert, she planned to replace the Pokémon, otherwise the toxic venom would cause great damage to Hiron. Hiron's current condition was not very good, but after receiving the order from her trainer, she immediately cheered up and began to collect water element energy. Chapter 278 Protracted War. The rich water element energy turned into a huge wave, which rushed towards Swampert with powerful destructive power after it was formed. Swampert, White Area Defense. Zhang Cheng still commanded Swampert to defend and carried out the poisonous tactics to the end. Gana after receiving Zhang Cheng's order, Swampert collected the rock energy around it and turned it into a pale yellow barrier. Waves rushed in one after another, constantly hitting the wide area barrier, and the barrier could only barely resist the continuous attacks. In the end, Zishi Heron's surfing skills still failed to break through the defense of the giant Swampert. The defensive power of wide area defense and holding skills is very amazing. It is still not so easy to break through the defense of the barrier. After Zishi Heron's attack ended, the toxins in his body broke out again, reducing Zishi Heron's health to about half of what was left. Come back, Zishi Heron. Seeing that Zishi Heron's attack still had no effect, Bailu quickly took it back and continued to fight. The poison would reduce Zishi Heron's health more. Pancake, prepare for battle. Bailu continued to send Pancake to fight. Pancake, use the mountain pressure. Bailu chose to let Pancake take the initiative to attack, using a special trick of mountain pressure. A heavy energy gathered in Pancake's body. With a blessing of this energy, Pancake jumped into the air and pressed his whole body against Swampert. Swampert climbed the waterfall attack. Facing Pancake's attack, Zhang Cheng commanded Swampert to fight hard and use the waterfall attack for close combat. Gana Swampert burst out a strong suction force all over his body, attaching the surrounding water element energy to his body, and then launched the waterfall attack, attacking Pancake, who launched a mountain pressure skill. The two elves collided in midair, and the collision caused a strong impact force. The two elves were affected by the impact force and were blown away. Because of the high HP of Slime and the rainy weather just dissipated, the power of Swampert's waterfall attack was much smaller, and this time only 1/6 of its HP was knocked down. Under the effect of the leftovers, Slime's HP was slowly recovering, and the HP that was knocked down by the frog at the beginning has now been almost recovered. On the other side, Swampert was attacked by Slime's Taishanding, and 1/4 of its HP was knocked down. Slime's attack power was not high, but Taishanding had the power of the original system, which also caused some damage to Swampert. Swimmer, use hot water. Zhang Cheng commanded Swampert to continue using water attribute skills to attack. With a mysterious water drop, the water attribute skills used by Swampert were more powerful. Gana Swampert slapped the ground with its limbs, turning the power it created into a stream of hot water and attacking Slime not far away. Pango, healing wave. Bailu commanded Pango to use healing skills to restore health. A large amount of psychic energy gathered in front of Pango, and then formed a series of gentle ripples with healing effects. After the ripples formed by the healing wave touched Pango, Pango's health was restored to 100%. The healing wave skill is based on the maximum health of the opponent's Pokémon to restore health, which means that Pango can only restore half of Swampert's health at most. After the healing wave skill ended, Swampert's hot water skill attacked. With a blessing of the mysterious water drop, the hot water skill knocked off 1/3 of Pango's health and put Pango into a burning state. Unfortunately, the burning state did not have a great impact on Pango, because the health restored by the leftovers could just offset the damage caused by the continuous burning effect. And the burning effect on Pango's physical attack reduction was not very useful, because Pango did not rely much on physical attack skills. Although the burning state does not have much effect, it can offset the leftovers of Sligo, so the result is not bad. Swimmin, use water wave. Next, Zhang Cheng plans to use long-range attacks to consume Sligo's health to prevent Sligo from using poison. Bailu's Sligo is good at many changes, including poison and guard skills. When facing Sligo, once it falls into the poison state, it will be very passive. Gana Swampert skillfully condenses water attribute energy into waves, and after the water ripples are formed, they quickly attack Sligo. Sligo, use poison. After Sligo fell into the burning state, Bailu couldn't hold back. She wanted to put Swampert into the poison state as soon as possible so that she could gain an advantage. After receiving the order from her trainer, Sligo condensed poison attribute energy, and many poison attribute energies gathered together and turned into a ball of poisonous venom. After the poisonous venom was formed, it flew towards Swampert under the control of Sligo. Sligo's attack speed was very slow. As soon as the poisonous venom was released, the water ripples formed by the water wave skill hit Sligo's body. Under the attack of water wave, Sligo's health value was reduced again, and it was beaten to half of its original state. The effect of the item leftovers was activated, and Sligo's health value was restored to a certain extent, but it was soon burned back to its original health value. Swimberg, use guard. Zhang Cheng commanded Swampert to use guard to resist Sligo's poisonous attack. At this time, the benefit of choosing Swampert to attack from a distance was reflected. During the period when the poisonous venom attacked, Swampert had enough time to defend. Gana Swampert has a lot of combat experience and is very sensitive to poisonous venom. When Zhang Cheng gave the order, he was already controlling the energy around him. A large amount of energy gathered towards Swampert, and finally formed a transparent barrier in front of Swampert. Soon after the barrier was formed, a ball of corrosive poisonous venom hit it, making a piercing sound. This was the venom trying to corrode the barrier. However, the venom will only become stronger after entering the body of the Pokémon. Before it hits the Pokémon, its power is not very strong, and it cannot penetrate the defense of the barrier at all. Pangert, sing. After the poison skill failed, Bailu still did not give up. She planned to let Zhang Cheng to put Swampert into a sleeping state, and then launch a poisonous attack. Chapter 279 Defeat Fat Kading. After receiving the order, Swampert began to sing, and a series of hypnotic songs were transmitted to Swampert. Swampert, wide area defense. Zhang Cheng responded quickly and commanded Swampert to use wide area defense, not giving the opponent any chance to succeed. A pale yellow barrier rose up, isolating the singing voice of Swampert. Swampert continued to attack, used mud bombs. After resolving Swampert's singing skills, Zhang Cheng still chose the safest way, commanding Swampert to keep a distance and use long-range skills to attack. Gana Swampert slapped the ground with its limbs, condensing heavy ground energy, which was controlled by Swampert to become a ball of aggressive mud. After the mud bomb was formed, it attacked Swampert at a very fast speed. Swampert used Magic Flash. After the current situation, Bai Lu also realized that it was impossible to defeat Zhang Cheng with these transformation skills. Zhang Cheng had rich combat experience, and her routines were useless. After a calm analysis, Bai Lu chose to let Fat Boy use offensive skills to fight Swampert head-on, trying to knock out more of Swampert's health. A stream of fairy energy spread out from Fat Boy's body. After these fairy energies gathered together, they emitted a strange light with strong lethality. After the light was formed, it quickly spread out and shone towards Swampert. The mud bomb hit Fat Boy first, reducing Fat Boy's health to a quarter. Shortly after the mud bomb hit Fat Boy, the light emitted by the magic flash released by Fat Boy shone on Swampert's body. Under the attack of a large amount of fairy energy, Swampert's health was knocked down to half. Swampert used the strongest waterfall attack. After reducing Fat Boy's health to the last quarter, Zhang Cheng commanded Swampert to use the strongest attack, ready to defeat Fat Boy directly. Gana Swampert was very motivated. After receiving Zhang Cheng's order, a strong water element energy burst out from his body. With the blessing of this water element energy, Swampert quickly rushed towards Slime and launched a powerful attack. Slime quickly used hold. Seeing the slime rushing over, Bai Lu's eyes flashed with a strange light. It seemed that she saw a glimmer of opportunity, and hurriedly asked Slime to use hold to defend. Severely injured Slime cheered up and quickly condensed the energy around to form a transparent barrier in front of him. Swampert's strong body hit the barrier in front of him frantically, and a large amount of water attribute energy poured on it. Under the fierce attack of Swampert, the hold barrier was shattered. After shattering the barrier, Swampert controlled the remaining water element energy and hit Slime's body hard. Fortunately, with the hold barrier to reduce the power of Swampert, Slime did not lose its combat ability after being hit, and retained less than 1/6 of its health. Now, Slime used the poison. Bai Lu was waiting for such an opportunity. After Swampert got close to Slime, he used the poison attack, and Swampert had no time to resist. Slime also knew that this was its last chance. After receiving the order, it quickly stimulated the strength of its whole body and quickly condensed a ball of poisonous venom. After the poisonous venom was formed, it directly hit the body of Swampert, and Swampert fell into a poisonous state. Slime used the bubble beam to solve it. Zhang Cheng did not feel too much pressure for Bai Lu's counterattack, because the advantage was still in his hands. Gana being hit by Slime's poison, Swampert was very angry and sprayed a lot of foam from his mouth to attack Slime. Slime had just used all his strength to release the poison skill, and now he has not recovered and cannot resist at all. Countless bubbles hit Slime's body, emptying its health. You've done a great job. Come back and rest. Bai Lu took out the Pokeball and retrieved the Pokemon that had lost its ability to fight. Windsprite, it's you. Bai Lu chose to send the third Pokemon to fight directly, intending to leave Hyrule for last. Windsprite is a Pokemon with grass and fairy attributes, and has a strong control effect on Swampert. It was also the first time that Zhang Cheng saw a Pokemon called Wind Fairy. He immediately turned on the detection system and began to check the specific data of this Wind Fairy. Name, Wind Fairy, level 43, gender, female, qualification, B+ attributes, grass, fairy items, carrot, miracle seed. The power of the Pokemon carrying this item will be enhanced when using grass attribute skills. Basic skills, absorption, fairy wind, growth, parasitic seed, paralysis powder, super absorption, cotton robe, flying leaf blade, poison powder, ultimate absorption, coquettishness, energy ball, cotton defense, sunny day, tailwind learning skills, sunbeam, magic flash, hold, Toxic inherited skills: Grass Flute, Trouble Seed, Mist Field characteristics, Mischievous Heart. The Pokemon with this characteristic can take the lead in using transformation-type moves. Notes: Wind Fairy, the hidden wind Pokemon, is the evolved form of the cotton ball. No matter how small the gap is, it can pass through it like the wind, leaving only a white ball of hair. After learning the data of this Wind Fairy, Zhang Cheng couldn't help but sigh in his heart. In this top-level duel, no Pokemon is easy to deal with, and every battle is extremely difficult. This Wind Fairy has the characteristics of Mischief Heart, and can take the lead in using poison and transformation skills such as Grass Flute, which is very difficult to deal with. Come back, Swampert. Zhang Cheng took back Swampert and chose to send Pidgeot to fight. Pidgeot with flying attributes will be very effective against Wind Fairy. Zhang Cheng wants to save the half-state Swampert to deal with the Sea Lion. Pidgeot, it's you. Zhang Cheng threw Pidgeot's Pokeball, and a red light shot out, and Pidgeot appeared in the air of the battlefield. Wind Fairy, use Poison. Baloo took the lead and took advantage of Mischief Heart to let Wind Fairy use Poison skills while Zhang Cheng was rotating Pokemon. After being upgraded, the Wind Fairy easily condensed a large amount of poisonous energy, which turned into highly toxic toxins and shot at Pidgeot. Before Pidgeot, who had just appeared, could react, he was directly hit by the highly toxic venom and fell into a highly poisonous state. Pidgeot, use Brave Bird attack. Zhang Cheng was not too surprised to see Pidgeot enter a poison state. He had already considered this when he was rotating. Chapter 280, Pidgeot vs Wind Fairy. Even though he knew this situation would happen, Zhang Cheng still chose to rotate Pidgeot to play, because he had absolute confidence in Pidgeot. Even if he was in a highly toxic state, his Pidgeot would definitely be able to defeat the Wind Fairy. Beep beep. Pidgeot's eyes were cold, and he quickly condensed a large amount of flying energy and attached it to his body. After the energy was condensed, Pidgeot launched a Brave Bird attack and attacked the Wind Fairy. Wind Fairy, use Hold. Baloo planned to treat the enemy in his own way. After Pidgeot fell into a highly toxic state, he let the Wind Fairy defend and delay time. After receiving the order, the Wind Fairy quickly condensed the energy around it into a transparent barrier. Seeing the Wind Fairy use Hold to delay time and not confront Pidgeot head-on, Zhang Cheng shook his head. If Baloo thought that he could defeat Pidgeot in this way, he would be too naive. The powerful flying energy hit the barrier along with Pidgeot's body, and the barrier soon cracked under the powerful attack. With the power of the main system and the sharp beak of the item, Pidgeot's attack power is very terrifying. The barrier still couldn't withstand Pidgeot's fierce attack, and the cracks that had appeared before quickly enlarged and finally shattered. After the barrier was broken, Pidgeot carried a strong flying energy and crashed into the Wind Fairy. The Wind Fairy was hit by this restrained flying skill, and its health was knocked down by a quarter. Even with a defensive guard in the barrier, the Wind Fairy was still seriously injured. After Pidgeot's attack ended, the highly toxic toxins in his body began to erupt, and his health was slightly reduced. Wind Fairy, use the Grass Flute. Baloo continued to use the Mischievous Heart of the Wind Fairy and took the lead in using the transformation skill Grass Flute. The Grass Flute skill has a hypnotic effect, but the hit probability is not very high. After receiving the trainer's order, the Wind Fairy quickly condensed the Grass attribute energy in its body. With a blessing of the Grass attribute energy, the Wind Fairy made a strange Grass Flute sound from its mouth. The sound of the Grass Flute formed very quickly, and in an instant it was transmitted to Pidgeot's ears. After being hit by the Grass Flute skill, Pidgeot swayed and fell into a sleeping state. Wind Fairy, use Cotton Defense. After hypnotizing the opponent's Pidgeot, Baloo commanded the Wind Fairy to use the Cotton Defense skill that can greatly increase its own defense. The rich grass attribute energy gathered and turned into a large amount of fluff when it came into contact with the body of the Wind Fairy. The fluff formed a layer of defense to protect the Wind Fairy, and the physical defense of the Wind Fairy was greatly improved. Zhang Cheng looked at the sleeping Pidgeot, and his face was still not very moved, because Pidgeot was in a highly toxic state, and he would soon be awakened by the pain caused by the toxin. As Zhang Cheng expected, after the Wind Fairy used Cotton Defense, the toxins in Pidgeot's body began to erupt, constantly eroding Pidgeot's health. After being affected by the highly toxic toxins twice in a row, Pidgeot's health was knocked down by 1/5, but Pidgeot also woke up because of the pain caused by the poison. Pidgeot, use Storm. After the Wind Fairy used Cotton Defense to increase its physical defense, Zhang Cheng commanded Pidgeot to use the special attack's high-powered flying skill Storm to attack. Beep beep. After Pidgeot woke up, He looked at the Wind Fairy angrily, and gathered all his strength to condense a large amount of flying energy. Under Pidgeot's control, the rich flying energy turned into a huge storm, which blew towards the Wind Fairy with powerful lethality after it was formed. The storm covered a large area, and the Wind Fairy had no way to avoid it. It was directly swept into the air by the storm and hit by countless wind blades. After the storm skill offensive ended, the Wind Fairy's health was reduced to the last one-third. Pidgeot, continue to attack, don't give the opponent a chance to delay time, use the air blade. Zhang Cheng knew that the opponent's goal was to delay time, and what he had to do was to defeat the Wind Fairy as quickly as possible. Beep beep. After receiving Zhang Cheng's instructions, Pidgeot skillfully condensed pieces of air blades, and after the air blades were formed, they attacked the Wind Fairy. Wind Fairy, let's continue to use the defense. Baloo continued to implement her time-delaying tactics, letting the poison slowly wear down Pidgeot's health. The Wind Fairy did not panic at all when facing the air blades that attacked, and directly condensed energy to form a defense barrier. After the barrier was formed, a large number of air blades attacked, hitting the barrier and making bursts of noise. The power of the air blades was not as strong as the brave bird's fierce attack, and failed to break through the defense of the barrier. The Wind Fairy resolved Pidgeot's attack this time, and the toxic toxins in Pidgeot's body continued to erupt, and his health was reduced to only 3/5. Pidgeot, use the brave bird's fierce attack again. The power of the toxic toxins became stronger and stronger, and then continued to erupt. Pidgeot's health would reach a more dangerous level. Zhang Cheng naturally realized this and began to command Pidgeot to launch the final fierce attack. Beep beep. After receiving Zhang Cheng's order, Pidgeot flapped his wings, and powerful energy burst out from his body. With the blessing of this energy, Pidgeot launched Brave Bird attack and rushed towards the Wind Fairy. After the opponent's Wind Fairy used cotton defense, Zhang Cheng still chose to let Pidgeot use Brave Bird attack, because the Wind Fairy had just used guard and now had no defensive skills that could resist Pidgeot's attack. As long as Pidgeot's attack can hit the Wind Fairy, it can cause terrible damage to it under the attribute restrained and the high power of the skill itself. Wind Fairy, use coquetry. Baloo, who has rich combat experience, naturally knows Zhang Cheng's intention. After a little thought, she chose to let the Wind Fairy use the coquetry skill that can reduce the opponent's elf's physical attack. With a blessing of the characteristics of mischief, the Wind Fairy can seize the initiative by using this transformation skill and trigger the coquetry effect before Pidgeot's Brave Bird attack hits. After receiving Baloo's order, the Wind Fairy began to absorb the fairy energy. The fairy energy surrounded the Wind Fairy and formed a strange magic that made people feel soft-hearted. The effect of the coquettish skill was activated, Pidgeot's physical attack was reduced, and the power of Brave Bird's fierce attack was also weakened to a certain extent. After the power was weakened, Pidgeot burst out with all his strength, and his whole body slammed into the Wind Fairy. Although the power of Brave Bird's fierce attack was strong, under the influence of coquettishness and cotton defense, the damage to the Wind Fairy was reduced a lot. In the end, after this Brave Bird's fierce attack hit the Wind Fairy, it did not directly defeat the Wind Fairy. The Wind Fairy still had less than 1/6 of its health left. Chapter 281. The Next Journey. Pidgeot's Brave Bird attacked the Wind Fairy fiercely, and after beating the Wind Fairy to a state of low health, it was also affected by the skill's counter-injury, and its health value dropped a little. After this attack, the poison in Pidgeot's body exploded. The toxin has become very terrifying after fermenting over time, and Pidgeot's health value has been reduced to 1/3 by the poison. Pidgeot, use the storm. Seeing that the power of the poison is getting stronger and stronger, Zhang Cheng knows that he can't delay too long, and quickly commands Pidgeot to launch an attack and get rid of the Wind Fairy as quickly as possible. Beep beep. Pidgeot endured the pain brought by the poison, and frantically condensed the flying energy around his body, and a large amount of flying energy turned into a storm. After the storm was formed, it blew towards the Wind Fairy with a powerful destructive force. Wind Fairy, use Magic Flash. Baloo knew that the Wind Fairy could not withstand Pidgeot's attack, but she didn't need to find a way to resist. The next outbreak of the poisonous spirit will most likely defeat Pidgeot. What she needs to do is to let the Wind Fairy use damaging skills to reduce Pidgeot's health as much as possible to ensure that the poisonous spirit can clear Pidgeot's remaining health. After receiving Baloo's order, the Wind Fairy gave up defense and used all her strength to burst out a fairy energy. The rich fairy energy turned into a shining light, which contained a special magical power. After the strange magical light was formed, it shone towards Pidgeot in midair. As soon as the Wind Fairy's magic shining skill was released, Pidgeot's storm skill came and hit the Wind Fairy's body hard. The Wind Fairy, whose health was already at the bottom, was hit by the storm and had no possibility of resistance, and directly lost the ability to fight. At the same time, the magic shining skill released by the Wind Fairy hit Pidgeot. After being hit by this fairy energy, Pidgeot's health dropped to the last quarter. The poisonous spirit's toxins broke out again. As time went by, the power of the toxins became stronger and stronger. This time, the toxin outbreak just cleared Pidgeot's health. Both Pidgeot and Sylph lost their ability to fight. Come back, Sylph, come back, Pidgeot. The two took out their Pokeballs at the same time and took back the Pokemon that had lost their ability to fight. Zhang Cheng still approved of Bailu's command. It was still very difficult to tie the game when the attributes were restrained. Hydrangea, it's your turn. Swampert, prepare to fight. Both sides continued to send out Pokemon to fight. Bailu now only had a half-blood Hydrangea that was in a poisonous state, while Zhang Cheng had Swampert and a half-blood Swampert. Bailu's only chance to turn the tables was to quickly defeat Swampert and then use the attribute restraint to defeat Swampert. But this was almost impossible to do. To win when she was poisoned, she had to not only defeat Zhang Cheng's two Pokemon but also defeat them in a short time. Hydrangea, use Surf. Bailu knew that it was difficult to win in the current situation, but she had no idea of giving up. She decisively commanded Hydrangea to launch an attack. Time was very important for Hydrangea. Like her trainer, Marin could not lose her fighting spirit because of the situation in front of her. After receiving the order, she quickly began to collect water attribute energy around her. A large amount of water attribute energy gathered and formed waves in front of Marin. After the waves formed, they hit Swampert. Swampert used the hold skill. Zhang Cheng still implemented the original tactics and commanded Swampert to use the hold skill to delay time and delay Marin's attack. Gana for Zhang Cheng's order, Swampert did not hesitate at all and immediately began to condense energy to form a hold barrier. A large number of waves hit, and bursts of sound came from the barrier. The barrier condensed by Swampert has a strong defense. After the waves hit the barrier, the remaining power is very weak and can no longer cause much damage to Swampert. After a fight, the poison in Marin's body began to erupt. Since the poison was just triggered, the health value was only reduced by 1/10. Swampert, use Singing. The strongest attack of Surf still had no effect on Swampert. Bailu began to try to use the singing skill to put Swampert into a sleeping state. After receiving the order, Swampert began to sing a hypnotic song, which quickly drifted towards Swampert. Swampert, White Area Defense. Seeing that Bailu was going to use the singing skill again, Zhang Cheng shook his head. As long as he was determined to defend, the opponent would have no chance. Gana Swampert was very familiar with Zhang Cheng's tactics, and quickly controlled the surrounding rock energy to form a pale yellow defense barrier. After the barrier created by the Wide Area Defense skill was formed, all the songs emitted by Swampert were blocked outside. These songs did not have offensive power, so the barrier easily dissolved them. While Swampert dissolved these attacks, the highly toxic toxins were also reducing the health of Swampert. Now the health of Swampert has been reduced from half to 1/3. Swampert, use the Mud Bomb. After the health of the sea lion was reduced to 1/3, Zhang Cheng began to attack. As long as this attack hit the sea lion, combined with the poisonous damage, the sea lion could be defeated and the battle ended. Zhang Cheng expected that Bailu would not defend, because defense would consume more time, and the toxins in the sea lion's body could not wait any longer. Gana Swampert absorbed the heavy ground energy, and the absorbed ground energy turned into a ball of mud. The mud contained a manic power, as if it would explode at any time. After the mud bomb appeared, it was pushed by the giant Swampert and quickly hit the sea lion. Sea lion, used the loud sound. As Zhang Cheng judged, Bailu would definitely choose to attack. Attacking still had a little chance, but defending would mean slow death. Sea lion exploded all the power in his body, and made a harsh and aggressive loud sound from his mouth. A loud noise resounded throughout the battlefield. Swampert was hit by this powerful noise, and his health was reduced to 1/4. At the same time as the loud noise resounded, the mud bomb released by Swampert hit Hyran head-on. The power of this mud bomb, coupled with another outbreak of highly toxic toxins, emptied Hyran's health and he fell to the ground. With Hyran's fall, the outcome of the game was also revealed, and Zhang Cheng won again. Chapter 282 Showdown on a Rainy Day. Come back, Sea Lion. After the battle, Baloo took back her Pokémon and left the competition venue. Well done, come back, Swampert. Zhang Cheng also took out the Pokéball and took back Swampert. After winning 2 games in a row, Zhang Cheng's ranking has been firmly in the top 3, and now he is fighting for the first and second place. After arriving at the referee's office to register the results of the game, it was already late, and Zhang Cheng first sent the injured Pokémon to the Pokémon treatment room for treatment. The Pokémon treatment room is open 24 hours a day, because there may be Pokémon with injured hands who need treatment at any time, even in the early morning. After settling the Pokémon, Zhang Cheng was completely relieved. He went to the school cafeteria and ordered a lot of delicious food and had a good dinner. After finishing dinner, Zhang Cheng returned to the Pokémon treatment room again, and after the Pokémon recovered, he took them back to his residence. Tomorrow is also 2 games, and these 2 games will determine the champion and runner-up of this freshman competition. After returning to the dormitory and washing up, Zhang Cheng took out the energy cube to fill the Pokémon's stomach, and then began to rest to get enough energy for tomorrow's game. The next morning, because Zhang Cheng went to bed early last night, he woke up before the alarm rang. After waking up, Zhang Cheng took the elves to have breakfast, and then arrived at the battle site in advance, and came to the rest area to wait for the game to start. After waiting for a while, several contestants and referees arrived. After the stipulated game time arrived, the referee announced today's schedule on the big screen. Zhang Cheng looked up and saw that his first game opponent was a trainer named Liao. Under the guidance of the referee, Zhang Cheng and Liao came to the corresponding battle area, took out the elf balls and prepared for the battle. You are very strong, but after meeting me, you may stop here, Liao said confidently. Liao naturally knew about Zhang Cheng, who had recently become famous, but he believed in his own strength more. Everyone can talk big, I think the game will show the truth. Facing Liao of Zizin, Zhang Cheng said coldly. Are both sides ready? The game is about to start, the referee reminded. Hearing the referee's reminder, Zhang Cheng and Liao nodded at the same time, indicating that they were ready. After both of them were ready, the referee blew the whistle skillfully, and the game officially began. It's you, Frog, Saurus, prepare for battle. Both sides sent out their starting Pokémons at the same time. Zhang Cheng sent out the Pioneer Frog as usual, while Liao sent out the water and flying type Saurus. Seeing that the Pokémon sent by the opponent was Saurus, Zhang Cheng was a little surprised, as if he suddenly thought of something. With this uncertain thought, Zhang Cheng turned on the detection system and began to check the data at the big-mouthed gull. Name, big-mouthed gull, level 43, gender, male qualification, B attributes, flying, water-carrying props, mysterious water droplets. After carrying this prop, the power of the elves using water attribute skills will be improved. Basic skills, call, water gun, ultrasonic wave, wing attack, white mist, water wave, air blade, lightning flash, hold, tooth for tooth, feather habitat learning skills, surfing, flying, steel wings inherited skills. Saltwater, soaking, wind characteristic, rainfall. The elves with this characteristic will turn the weather into a rainy day when they appear. Notes, big-mouthed gull, a water bird Pokémon, the evolution of long-winged woe, flies along the sea surface to find food. After finding food, it will use its huge mouth to scoop it up together with the seawater, and will protect the eggs in its mouth. After understanding the data of the big-mouthed gull, Zhang Cheng seemed a little helpless. He didn't expect that this big-mouthed gull had the same rainfall characteristics as he thought. Zhang Cheng naturally knew what the rain-attributed gull meant. Liao was also a trainer who used the rain team. Today's battle was tit for tat, a clash between the rain teams. When Zhang Cheng checked the data of the gull, the rain attribute was activated, and heavy rain fell on the battlefield. You look surprised, Liao said proudly. Today I will let you know what a real rain team is. Gull, use fly. After turning on the rainy weather, Liao did not choose to let the gull use water attribute skills. Because in addition to water attribute skills, the gull is also good at restraining the flying skills of the frog, and if the trainer does not have enough experience in dealing with the flying skill, it will be at a disadvantage. The gull flapped its wings, and after receiving Liao's instructions, it quickly condensed a rich flying energy. The flying energy attached to the body of the gull. After receiving the energy blessing, the gull flapped its wings to fly high in the sky, and then looked for an opportunity to attack the frog on the ground. Fast swim frog, wait for the right moment to defend. Zhang Cheng was very experienced in facing the flying skill of the big-mouthed gull, and did not let the fast-swimming frog defend immediately. If you want to resolve the offensive of the flying skill, you need to wait until the big-mouthed gull rushes to the ground to attack before defending. The big-mouthed gull hovering in the sky felt that the time was right, and quickly vibrated its wings, carrying a strong flying energy to attack the fast-swimming frog. Yobo. After discovering that the big-mouthed gull had the intention to attack, the fast-swimming frog quickly condensed the energy around it to form a defensive barrier. The big-mouthed gull swooped down, and the powerful flying system hit the defensive barrier in front of the fast-swimming frog. The barrier was attacked by the big-mouthed gull and some slight cracks appeared, but there was no sign of breaking. The fast-swimming frog successfully resolved the big-mouthed gull's attack this time. Fast-swim frog, use hypnosis. Zhang Cheng took advantage of the speed advantage of the fast-swimming frog in rainy weather. After resolving the attack of the big-mouthed gull, he took advantage of the time when the big-mouthed gull had not yet pulled away and commanded the fast-swimming frog to use hypnosis. When hypnosis is used at close range, the hypnotic sound waves released will fly a shorter distance and are more likely to hit the opponent. Yobo, the fast-swimming frog burst out all its strength and instantly condensed a super energy. This energy turned into a series of hypnotic sound waves under the control of the fast-swimming frog. After the hypnotic sound waves were formed, they sprayed out from the mouth of the fast-swimming frog and shot towards the big-mouthed gull not far away. Big-mouthed gull, quickly used the defense. Liao also realized that something was wrong and quickly ordered the big-mouthed gull to use the defense to dissolve the hypnosis of the fast-swimming frog. But he still underestimated the speed of the fast-swimming frog. After receiving the order, the big-mouthed gull had no time to react and was hit by the hypnosis. Fast-swimming frog, use bodybuilding. After putting the big-mouthed gull into a sleeping state, Zhang Cheng began his own routine, letting the fast-swimming frog use bodybuilding to increase its own attack and defense. Chapter 283 Snorkeling Weasel. Yobo Frog followed Zhang Cheng's command and began to gather fighting energy to strengthen itself. Strong fighting energy was absorbed into Frog's body, strengthening its physical attack and defense. Come back, Sauger. After seeing Frog use bodybuilding, Liao was also very decisive. He recalled the sleeping Sauger and sent other Pokémon to fight. Snorkeling Weasel, prepare for battle. The Pokémon that Liao replaced was the water-attributed Sauger, which was a very powerful main attacker in the Rainy Day team. Zhang Cheng immediately turned on the detection system and began to check the specific information of Snorkeling Weasel. Name, Snorkeling Weasel, level 43, gender, male qualification, A attribute, water carried props, mysterious water drop. The power of water attribute skills used by the Pokémon carrying this prop will be enhanced. Basic skills, Sonic Boom, Call, Playing in Water, Flash of Lightning, Water Gun, Chase, High Speed Star, Water Jet, Double Hit, Tidal Vortex, Tornado Blade. Learning skills, Surfing, Climbing Waterfall, Holding, Freezing Beam. Inherited skills, Water Flow Ring, Water Flow Tail, Headbutt. Immersion characteristics, Free and Easy. The speed of Pokémon with this characteristic will be greatly improved in rainy weather. Notes, Snorkeling Weasel, a Pokémon of Sea Weasel, is the evolved form of Swimming Air Weasel. It uses its developed air sacs to swim and is a Pokémon that likes to help rescue drowning people. Just as Zhang Cheng guessed, this Snorkeling Weasel really has the characteristic of swimming freely. Snorkeling Weasel is already very fast. After the rainy weather triggers the characteristic, its speed reaches an astonishing level, surpassing the fast-swimming frog. Snorkeling Weasel, climb the waterfall attack. After sending out the Snorkeling Weasel, Liao took advantage of the speed and took the lead in commanding his Pokémon to launch an offensive. Snorkeling Weasel, who received the trainer's order, quickly condensed the water attribute energy around it, and a large amount of water attribute energy wrapped around the Snorkeling Weasel. Snorkeling Weasel, who was blessed with strength, turned his whole body into a sharp sword and attacked the fast-swimming frog. Fast-swimming frog, we also use the waterfall attack. As both of them are Pokémon of the Rainy team, Zhang Cheng naturally cannot let the fast-swimming frogs fall behind in momentum, and decisively commanded the fast-swimming frog to launch the waterfall attack and fight against the Snorkeling Weasel. Yobo the fast-swimming frog rubbed its hands, and a strong water attribute energy burst out from its body. Under the wrapping of water attribute energy, the fast-swimming frog also launched a waterfall attack and crashed into the Snorkeling Weasel. The two elves collided in midair. At the moment of the collision, a large amount of water element energy poured out, and the powerful impact pushed the two elves apart. After the collision, the health of the fast-swimming frog and the snorkeling weasel was knocked down by 2/5. In this first round of competition, the two elves fought evenly, back and forth. The props carried by the snorkeling weasel were mysterious water drops that could enhance the power of water attribute skills, while the fast-swimming frog carried a black belt that increased the power of fighting skills. In the previous confrontation, the snorkeling weasel's waterfall climbing attack had the additional blessing of the mysterious water drop, while the fast-swimming frog did not. But the fast-swimming frog had used bodybuilding before, and its own attack power had been increased, so the power of the waterfall climbing attack was not weak. Snorkeling weasel used the tide whirl. Liao continued to issue orders, asking the snorkeling weasel to attack. Looking at the snorkeling weasel that did not have any advantage, Liao felt that he had underestimated the strength of the fast-swimming frog. He did not expect Zhang Cheng's strength to be so strong. Under the control of the snorkeling weasel, an active water element energy turned into tidal whirlpool and swept towards the fast-swimming frog. Fast-swimming frog used the explosive fist. This time Zhang Cheng did not choose to use the water skills of the rainy weather, but commanded the fast-swimming frog to use his best fighting skills. Zhang Cheng chose to use the explosive fist mainly to put the opponent's snorkeling weasel into a state of confusion. Secondly, the fighting skills of the fast-swimming frog are also very powerful and can cause high damage to the opponent. Yobo after receiving Zhang Cheng's instructions, the fast-swimming frog began to control the fighting energy again, and the powerful fighting energy gathered on his fists. After the energy was almost absorbed, the fast-swimming frog clenched its fists and attacked the snorkeling weasel with a powerful force. The tidal whirlpool skill of the snorkeling weasel took effect first, and a large circle of tides surrounded the fast-swimming frog, causing continuous damage to the fast-swimming frog. After the tidal whirlpool skill hits, it will continue to cause damage to the fast-swimming frog for a period of time. After being hit by the whirlpool, the health of the fast-swimming frog was reduced to 2/5. After resisting the damage of the whirlpool, the fast-swimming frog continued to attack, and the powerful explosive fist hit the body of the snorkeling weasel hard. Although this explosive fist did not have the power of rainy weather, it had the amplification of the black belt props, and compared with water attribute skills, fighting skills would have a better effect on the snorkeling weasel. Hit by the explosive fist of the fast-swimming frog, the health of the snorkeling weasel was reduced to 1/3. The snorkeling weasel has high attack power and speed, but relatively weak defense. After being attacked twice, its health was suppressed, and it was affected by the additional effect of the explosive fist and fell into a state of confusion. Snorkeling weasel, show your courage and use surfing. Looking at the snorkeling weasel in a very bad state, Liao planned to fight to the death and commanded the snorkeling weasel to attack. Liao planned to let the snorkeling weasel replace the fast-swimming frog. Zhang Cheng's fast-swimming frog put a lot of pressure on him, and he had to get rid of it as soon as possible. With the encouragement and support of the trainer, snorkeling frog cheered up, overcame the confusion effect, and condensed the water attribute energy around his body to form waves. After a large wave was formed, it rushed towards the frog with powerful destructive power. Frog used the waterfall attack again. Zhang Cheng did not have the word fear in his dictionary. Seeing snorkeling frog launching an attack, Zhang Cheng continued to let the frog to collide head-on. Yobo the frog skillfully condensed a large amount of water element energy. The rich water element energy surrounded its body. The frog launched the waterfall attack again, aiming directly at the snorkeling frog. On the way forward, the frog was blocked by a large wave. The waves carried heavy water attribute energy, hitting the frog one after another. After the frog was attacked by the surfing skill, its health was reduced to less than 1/5. After being severely injured, the frog did not waver at all, and continued to burst out water element energy and hit the snorkeling frog fiercely. The snorkeling weasel, which still had 1/3 of its health, was hit by the waterfall climbing skill of the fast-swimming frog and lost its combat capability. After the waterfall climbing skill ended, the fast-swimming frog's tidal cyclone continued to hit the fast-swimming frog, and the remaining health of the fast-swimming frog was also emptied. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 284 Toad King. Both Snorkeling Weasel and Frog were defeated by the other skills and lost their ability to fight. Come back, Snorkeling Weasel, well done, Frog. Zhang Cheng and Liao took out the Pokeballs to retrieve their Pokémons that had lost their ability to fight. Liao felt that the situation was not good. Snorkeling Weasel was the main Pokémon of his rainy day team, but now it was only tied with Frog and did not gain enough advantage. Dragonite, it's decided to be you, Galmouth, prepare for battle. The two released the second Pokémon to fight again. Zhang Cheng sent out Dragonite to restrain the rainy day team, and Liao sent out Galmouth that had played before. Galmouth had woken up after the rest just now and was no longer in sleep. Looking at the Galmouth sent out by Liao, Zhang Cheng nodded secretly. There was nothing wrong with his tactics. A cautious trainer like Liao would definitely not send out a third Pokémon easily, because sending out the third Pokémon would be like showing his cards and exposing all his combat power. After Frog lost its ability to fight, Zhang Cheng still had two unknown Pokémons, so Liao could only choose to send Owl to fight. But the current situation is not optimistic. Sending Owl does allow him to retain the right to choose a third Pokémon, but it also means that Owl will have to face the electric Pokémons with 4 times the restraint. After Owl appeared, the rain attribute was activated again, and the rainy weather that was about to disappear was restored, and a large amount of rain fell on the battlefield. Electric Dragon, use Thunder. Zhang Cheng directly let the Electric Dragon launch a Thunder attack. Under the effect of rainy weather, the Thunder skill can guarantee a 100% hit rate, and Owl has no way to dodge. Meow meow, a powerful electric energy burst out from the body of the Electric Dragon. After this electric energy was formed, it turned into a thick Thunder Dragon and crashed into the Owl. Big Mouth Gull, use Fly. With rich combat experience, Liao knew that defending the barrier would definitely not be able to withstand the attack of the Thunder Dragon. Only by using the flying skill to reach high altitudes would there be some opportunities. After receiving Liao's order, the Big Mouth Gull absorbed some flying energy and quickly took off into the air, trying to avoid the attack of the Thunder Dragon. Unfortunately, under the effect of rainy weather, the speed of the Thunder Dragon was too fast, and the Big Mouth Gull could not dodge at all. When it was flying in the air, it was hit by a sturdy Thunder Dragon. After being hit by the Thunder skill, the Big Mouth Gull fell to the ground, with burn marks all over its body, and its health value quickly decreased to only the last 1/5. The special attack of the Electric Dragon was already very terrifying, and Zhang Cheng also specially prepared a prop magnet for it that could increase the power of electric attribute energy. Under the condition of 4 times restraining the Big Mouth Gull, it directly hit the Big Mouth Gull with one blow. Come back and rest, Big Mouth Gull. Liao quickly took back the injured Big Mouth Gull. From the previous confrontation, it is obvious that the Owl is no match for the Lightning Dragon. If the Pokémon is not rotated, the Owl will be eliminated directly, and Liao will fall into a more disadvantageous situation. Damn it, with this Lightning Dragon, I can't send out water Pokémons to fight. Liao was a little embarrassed. The powerful Pokémons in his hands are all water Pokémons, and now the rainy weather has opened, so it is a normal choice to send out water Pokémons. But Zhang Cheng's Lightning Dragon is too powerful. When the attribute is restrained, even with a blessing of rainy weather, Liao dare not guarantee that he can defeat the Lightning Dragon. Even if he defeats the Lightning Dragon, Zhang Cheng still has a third Pokémon that has not yet appeared. Toad King, it's decided to be you. After thinking again and again, Liao chose to send out the Toad King with dual attributes of ground and water. The Toad King is not Liao's main Pokémon, and he originally did not plan to let it play in the game, but now facing this deadlock, Liao has no choice but to bite the bullet and let the Toad King play. Toad King is relatively weak, but at least it can solve the problem of Electric Dragon. Electric Dragon's attack methods are basically electric skills. Toad King with ground attributes can be completely immune to the damage of electric skills. Looking at the Toad King sent by Liao, Zhang Cheng was not surprised. He believed that Liao must have such a Pokémon in his hand. It's just that he originally guessed it was Swampert, but it turned out to be a Toad King. Although he didn't guess it completely, it was not much different. The attribute combination of the two Pokémon is exactly the same. According to the battle habits, Zhang Cheng skillfully opened the detection system and began to understand the specific data of this Toad King. Name, Toad King, level 41, Gender, male. Qualification, B. Attributes, water, ground carrying props, mysterious water drop. The power of the Pokemon carrying this prop will be greatly improved when using water attribute skills. Basic skills, call, bubble, ultrasonic, round sing, bubble ray, mud shooting, water ring, noisy, turbid flow, pray for rain, crazy. Learning skills, surfing, hot water, stomping, guarding. Inherited skills, water waves, power of the earth, white mist. Characteristics, leisurely and free. Pokemon with this characteristic will double their original speed in rainy weather. Notes: Toadking, a vibration Pokemon, the evolution of Blue Toad, makes the tumor on the fist vibrate, and the power of the punch will be doubled, and a single blow can crush a large rock. Overall, the strength of this Toadking is not top-notch, and its level is only 41. The item carried by the Toadking is still the mysterious water drop. In order to implement the rainy day team style of play, Leo asked all his water-attributed elves to carry the mysterious water drop to ensure sufficient attack power. Toadking used the power of the earth. The effect of dealing with the ground-based skills of the electric dragon is much better. Leo is obviously very clear about this. He did not use the water-attributed skills mindlessly just because the water-based skills have a damage bonus. The Toadking quickly controlled the ground-based energy. Under the control of the Toadking, this energy dived into the ground and then launched a surprise attack on the electric dragon. Electric dragon, use electromagnetic waves. The Toadking, who has the characteristics of leisurely swimming, is very fast. Zhang Cheng chose to let the electric dragon use electromagnetic waves. After the electromagnetic waves hit, they can effectively restrict the Toadking. After receiving Zhang Cheng's order, the electric dragon burst out the energy in its body and quickly formed a thin and long electromagnetic wave. After the electromagnetic wave appeared, it shot at the Toadking not far away. At this time, the Toadking was very fast, and the earth power skill was activated. A powerful force suddenly erupted on the ground where the lightning dragon was standing, and this force threw the lightning dragon away. After being attacked by the Toadking's ground-based skill, the lightning dragon's health was reduced by half due to the attribute restrained. Chapter 285 Swampert vs Toadking. Shortly after the attack of the electric dragon, the Toadking was also hit by the electromagnetic wave and fell into a paralyzed state. After falling into the paralyzed state, the speed of the Toadking was greatly reduced, and the advantage of the free swimming characteristic no longer existed. Come back, electric dragon. After the electromagnetic wave hit, the mission of the electric dragon was completed. Zhang Cheng took back the electric dragon and replaced it with Swampert, which had the same attributes as the Toadking. Swampert, prepare for battle. Gonna Swampert appeared on the battlefield, looking full of fighting spirit. Seeing Zhang Cheng send out Swampert, Leo felt very difficult, because Swampert was stronger than the Toadking in all aspects, and his Toadking could be said to be a compressed version of Swampert. It was difficult for the Toadking to defeat Swampert in a head-on collision. Now Leo regretted himself very much. He thought of the opportunity to get a Swampert, but he did not seize the opportunity. If he had both Snorkeling Weasel and Swampert at the same time, his rainy day team would be even stronger. Swampert used the waterfall attack. Zhang Cheng didn't intend to give Leo too much time. After sending Swampert, he directly commanded it to launch an attack. Gonna in rainy weather, Swampert's power became stronger, and it was easy to condense a large amount of water elements around its body. When there was enough water element energy on its body, Swampert used its limbs to attack Toadking. Toadking, use hot water. Leo saw the opponent's attack and gave orders immediately, asking Toadking to use his hot water skill to fight back. After receiving the trainer's order, Toadking had no fear in his eyes, and easily condensed a stream of hot water full of attack in the rainy weather. After the hot water was formed, it sprayed towards the attacking Swampert. The high-temperature water attribute energy fell on Swampert's body. Under the attack of hot water, Swampert's health value was reduced by a quarter, but it did not fall into the burning state. Many of Swampert's skills require physical attacks. If it falls into the burning state, it will have a relatively large impact on the subsequent battle. After resisting the hot water attack of Toadking, Swampert continued to rush forward and came in front of Toadking. The waterfall attack was launched, and the whole body carried the rich water element energy to hit Toadking's body. Toadking was attacked by Swampert's waterfall, and 1/3 of his health was knocked down. At the same time, he fell into a cowering state and could not move for a short time. After the waterfall skill hits, there is a probability that the opponent's elf will fall into a cowering state, but this probability is very small. Zhang Cheng has not triggered the cowering effect through the waterfall attack in so many battles. In the situation where he was already at a disadvantage, Toad King fell into a cowering state, which was a double whammy for Liao. Swampert used the Muddy Current, taking advantage of the time when Toad King fell into cowering and could not move. Zhang Cheng commanded Swampert to launch an attack to knock down as much of Toad King's health as possible. Gana Gana, the rich water element energy, turned into a Muddy Current under the control of Swampert, and the Muddy Current attacked Toad King after it appeared. Toad King was in a state of shrinking and had no way to defend himself. He was hit directly by the turbid current. After being attacked again, Toad King's health was reduced to only 1/3. Toad King used ultrasonic waves. After failing to gain an advantage in a head-on collision, Liao began to try to use transformation skills to take the initiative. After receiving Liao's order, Toad King absorbed some energy from all around, which formed ultrasonic waves that could cause the elves to fall into a state of confusion, and spewed out from Toad King's mouth. This little trick is useless to me. Swampert used defend. Zhang Cheng was always on guard against this kind of transformation skills. When he saw Toad King preparing to use ultrasonic waves, he immediately ordered Swampert to condense and defend the barrier. Gana Gana. Swampert looked at Toad King with disdain in his eyes, and the energy around him quickly condensed into a transparent barrier. After the barrier was formed, it isolated the incoming ultrasonic waves, and Toad King's attack was easily resolved by Swampert. Swampert used another waterfall attack. Gana Gana. Swampert's whole body burst out with powerful energy, and it quickly rushed towards Toad King and launched a waterfall attack. Toad King, hold on. Toad King's condition was not good now, and Liao did not dare to let it face Swampert's attack head-on. Facing the powerful Swampert, Toad King also felt a lot of pressure, and quickly absorbed the energy around to condense a barrier to hold on. A hard barrier was formed to block Swampert outside. After being blocked, Swampert became more violent and continued to control the water element energy to hit the barrier. Under the bombardment of Swampert, the barrier condensed by Toad King was shattered. After breaking through the barrier, Swampert continued to attack, and its strong body knocked Toad King more than 10 meters away. Toad King was attacked by Swampert again. With a hold skill to resist, he was not directly defeated, and retained less than 1/5 of his health. Swampert used Mud Bomb to get rid of it. Toad King, fight it. Use Surf. Zhang Cheng and Liao commanded the Pokémon to attack at the same time. Zhang Cheng's goal was to eliminate Toad King, while Liao's goal was to let Toad King use his last strength to try to severely damage Swampert. Gana Gana. Swampert exerted force with his limbs, constantly absorbing the thick energy of the ground. A large amount of ground energy gathered together and turned into a mud bomb. After the mud bomb was formed, it hit Toad King with a very unstable energy. Toad King on the other side also controlled a huge amount of water attribute energy, which turned into large waves and swept towards Swampert. Because Toad King fell into a paralyzed state and his speed was affected, Swampert's mud bomb hit Toad King first. As expected, Toad King, who was at the bottom of his health, was attacked and his health was emptied and he lost his combat ability. When Swampert's attack was about to end, Toad King's surf skill also hit Swampert. Swampert was hit by Toad King's desperate counterattack, and his health was reduced from 2/3 to 1/4. Toad King's last attack was very powerful, but Swampert, who had a resistance to water attribute skills, still managed to hold on. You've done your best, come back, Toad King. Liao took out the Pokeball and took back Toad King, who had lost his ability to fight. Liao was very satisfied with Toad King's performance today. It was not easy to beat Swampert to a low health level when he was ordered to do so in a critical situation. Chapter 286, Championship Battle. Swinho, prepare for battle. After Toad King and Snorkeling Weasel were defeated, Liao only had one Swinho left with the ability to fight. After Swinho appeared, the rain feature was activated, and the sparse raindrops in the sky began to fall densely again, and the rainy weather continued. Come back, Swampert. Zhang Cheng also rotated the Pokémon. Swampert with low HP was relatively difficult to deal with Swinho. He chose a more secure way and let Dragonite come on the field to kill the opponent's Swinho in seconds. Dragonite, it's you. A red light shot out, and Dragonite appeared in the battlefield. Swinho, use Surf. Even under an absolute disadvantage, Liao still chose to take the initiative to attack. Only by attacking can he take the initiative, and defense is just to delay the time of death. After receiving the instructions from the trainer, Swino's eyes burst into a firm look, and quickly condensed the water element energy around to form a large wave. After the wave was formed, it carried a very strong water attribute energy and attacked the Dragonite in front. Electric Dragon, use Thunder Attack. In the rainy weather, Zhang Cheng had no doubt that Electric Dragon used the powerful electric attribute skill Thunder. Electric Dragon skillfully condensed a large amount of electric attribute energy, which was transformed into a thick Thunder Dragon under the control of Electric Dragon. After the Thunder Dragon was formed, it rushed towards the direction of the Big Mouth Gull at a very fast speed. The Thunder Dragon and the waves hit each other's elves. The Electric Dragon was hit by the surf with the power of rainy weather and mysterious water drops, and its health was knocked down by 1/3. On the other side, the Big Mouth Gull, which had only a quarter of its health left, was hit by the Thunder skill, and its health was quickly emptied. It lost balance and fell to the ground. The game is over, and the winner is Zhang Cheng. After the referee confirmed that the Big Mouth Gull had lost its ability to fight, he announced the result of this game. Come back, Big Mouth Gull, Electric Dragon, good job. After the game, Zhang Cheng and Liao took back their respective elves and left the competition venue. After leaving the competition venue, Zhang Cheng went to the referee's office to register the results of the competition. After doing this, Zhang Cheng took the injured Pokémon to the treatment room to recover from their injuries. So far, Zhang Cheng has defeated contestants and will have the final battle in the afternoon. This last game will determine whether Zhang Cheng can win the championship. The rewards for the champion and runner-up are still very different. Zhang Cheng's goal is naturally the championship. After handing the Pokémons to the nurse at the Pokémon treatment center, Zhang Cheng went to the school cafeteria to solve lunch, and then returned to the treatment room, waiting for the Pokémons to recover their health. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and Zhang Cheng's Pokémons had all recovered to their peak condition. Taking the Pokéball from the nurse, Zhang Cheng expressed his gratitude to her, and then took the Pokémons back to the competition venue to prepare for the last game. As soon as Zhang Cheng entered the competition venue, the onlookers began to talk about it. I didn't expect this guy to be so strong. I originally thought he could only enter the top 10 at most, but now he has reached the level of competing for the championship. What did I say before? I said Zhang Cheng can win the championship. Don't you believe it, brother? Don't say it too early. The results of the game haven't come out yet. Are you so confident that he can beat Liao Wu? Yes, Liao Wu is the son of the mayor of our magic city. The elves in his hands are very powerful. It's not that easy for Zhang Cheng to win. Who wins or loses has nothing to do with us. Just watch the game with peace of mind. Everyone started discussing the freshman competition. Hearing the discussions of these spectators, Zhang Cheng's expression did not fluctuate at all. He went straight to the remarks area and waited for the referee's instructions. Zhang Cheng still had some understanding of his opponent Liao Wu this time. Because Liao Wu's father is very powerful, the elves in his hands are of high quality. His record is the same as Zhang Cheng's, winning all 3 games. Now it depends on the result of the game between the two. The winner will be the champion, and the loser will be the runner-up, because they have defeated the other 3 trainers and have an advantage in points. Soon it was time for the 2 of them to compete. Under the guidance of the referee, Zhang Cheng and Liao Wu came to the corresponding combat area. Everyone is paying attention to our battle now. Don't let me down too much. That would be too boring. Liao Wu looked at Zhang Cheng at the other end of the competition venue and said confidently, "Haha, you should talk big after you win the game, otherwise it will be bad if you get slapped in the face later." Zhang Cheng also replied without hesitation. "Haha, many defeated opponents have said this before. You will be the next one soon." Liao Wu looked at Zhang Cheng, his eyes became fierce, and he was determined to win the championship today. Both sides are ready, the game will start soon. The referee reminded the 2 to take out the Pokeballs and prepare for the game. Hearing the referee's instructions, Zhang Cheng and Liao Wu were both very alert and took out a Pokeball from behind and held it in their hands. The game begins. As a whistle sounded, the referee announced the start of the game. Frog, prepare for battle. Bricklin, teach them a lesson. The 2 released their starting Pokemon at the same time under the referee's command. Zhang Cheng chose Frog again, while Liao Wu sent out the grass-attributed Pokemon Bricklin, which restrains Frog. Bricklin is a very rare Pokemon in China, and is almost never seen in Pokemon breeding houses. Liao Wu was able to get a Bricklin, which shows that his background is very powerful. Faced with a disadvantage in attributes, Zhang Cheng was not too panicked, but immediately opened the detection system and began to check the data of this Bricklin. Name, Bricklin, level 43, gender, male, qualification, a carrying props, miracle seed. The power of the Pokemon carrying this prop will be enhanced when using grass attribute skills. Basic skills, Vine Whip, Call, Roll, Bite, Parasitic Seed, Missile Needle, Seed Bomb, Slam, Spike Arm, Spike Defense, Mud Shooting, Arm Hammer. Learning skills, Sunbeam, Tile Breaking, Energy Ball, Bodybuilding. Genetic skills, Photosynthesis, Enhanced Fist, Belly Drum. Rounding characteristics, Bulletproof. Pokemon with this characteristic can be immune to the opponent's ball and bullet moves. Notes, Bricklin, a Thorn Armor Pokemon, is the evolution of Fat Harry. When it takes a defensive posture with its fist protecting its face, it can even withstand a direct hit from a bomb. Through the detection system, Zhang Cheng has a preliminary understanding of Liao Wu's Bricklin. Chapter 287 Tactical Game. The Bricklin in front of him has a very high qualification and level, and has a wide range of skills, including offensive, defensive and transformation skills. Bricklin's attribute combination is Grass and Fighting, which has a good control effect on Zhang Cheng's water attribute Pokemon. Just through the information obtained by the detection system, Zhang Cheng knew that the Bricklin in front of him was a very difficult guy. Bricklin, use the belly drum. Liao Wu's combat method is very radical. At the beginning of the battle, he directly let Bricklin use the belly drum. The belly drum skill can increase the Pokemon's physical attack to the maximum, but it will consume half of its health as a cost. After receiving the trainer's command, Bricklin began to activate the belly drum skill. After the belly drum skill was activated, Bricklin's health continued to be consumed, and its attack power continued to increase. In the end, Bricklin's health was reduced by half, and its attack power was directly maxed out, reaching the limit that Bricklin could bear. Fast Swim Frog. Use the explosive fist. Zhang Cheng was a little surprised by Liao Wujian's unconventional move, but he quickly issued an order to let the Fast Swim Frog take the opportunity to launch an offensive and reduce Bricklин's health. Zhang Cheng knew that the most important reason why Liao Wu dared to do this was that Bricklin could use photosynthesis, which could restore the elf's own health in a short period of time. After using the belly drum, Liao Wu definitely let Bricklin use photosynthesis to ensure that its own health was in a healthy state. And what Zhang Cheng had to do was to continuously reduce Bricklin's health so that it had no chance to attack actively. Yobo Yobo, a powerful fighting energy burst out from the body of the Fast Swim Frog, and the rich fighting energy was all gathered on the Fast Swim Frog's fists. When the energy gathered to a very strong level, the Fast Swim Frog raised his fists and attacked Bricklin, who had just launched the belly drum. Bricklin had just used the belly drum skill and could still recover, but was hit directly by the explosive fist of the Fast Swim Frog. With the help of the item Black Belt and the power of the main system, the attack power of the fighting skill of the Fast Swimming Frog is very strong. Bricklin was hit with a high physical defense, and his health was reduced to only 1/4. At the same time, Bricklin was affected by the skill and fell into a state of confusion. Bricklin, use photosynthesis. Seeing that Bricklin's health was reduced to a dangerous level, Liao Wu quickly ordered Bricklin, who had recovered, to use photosynthesis to restore his health. Bricklin, who was seriously injured, cheered up and began to absorb the grass attribute energy around him. The gentle grass attribute energy healed Bricklin's health through photosynthesis. Fast Swimming Frog, Hot Water Attack. Seeing Bricklin using the recovery skill to increase his health, Zhang Cheng naturally couldn't let him feel good. Zhang Cheng chose to let the Fast Swimming Frog use the hot water skill. The effect of the water attribute skill was not good for Bricklin, but what he needed was not the attack power of the hot water skill, but the burning effect attached. The burning effect can reduce the physical attack of the elves by half, which is fatal to Bricklin, who has used the belly drum. Yobo Yobo, the Fast Swimming Frog skillfully condensed energy into a stream of hot water, which splashed at Bricklin with extremely high temperature. After using photosynthesis, Bricklin's health value recovered to 3/4, and it was in a relatively healthy state. Just when Bricklin had just finished using photosynthesis, the hot water skill launched by the Fast Swimming Frog attacked, and a large amount of hot water splashed on Bricklin's skin. Under the attack of hot water, Bricklin screamed in pain, and his skin was burned red. Because of the attribute resistance, his health value was only reduced by nearly 1/6, but he fell into a burning state. It must be said that Zhang Cheng's luck was still very good. Originally, His plan was to make Bricklin fall into a burning state after 3 hot water skills hit, but now the first attack was successful. Is there such a thing? After discovering that Bricklin fell into a burning state, Liao Wu found it difficult to accept. Come back, fast-swimming frog. After the hot water skill hit, Zhang Cheng directly took back the fast-swimming frog. Bricklin's health value has now recovered to a healthy state, and he will definitely launch an attack next. Under the effect of the belly drum, even if it is affected by the burning, the grass-type skills used by Bricklin are not something that frog can resist. Zhang Cheng's operation of taking back frog made Liao Wu very uncomfortable, feeling like he was tricked, but there was nothing he could do. Pidgeot, prepare for battle. After taking back frog, Zhang Cheng sent Pidgeot to rotate without any surprise. Seeing that the Pokemon Zhang Cheng rotated was Pidgeot, Liao Wu's face turned pale, and now he was in a dilemma. In the face of 4 times restrained, it is more appropriate to take back Bricklin and send a new Pokemon to the field, but if Bricklin is replaced, the attack power just increased by the belly drum will be invalid. After working hard for a long time, his Pokemon was injured and fell into a burning state, but he did not cause any damage to the opponent's Pokemon, and now he is forced to rotate Pokemon. You can imagine how uncomfortable Liao Wu is at this time. He has never suffered such a loss in previous battles. Bricklin, come back. Although he was very unhappy, the reality was that he had to replace the elves in the current situation. There was no chance of winning under the 4-fold restraint. It's decided to be you, Sonic Dragon. The elf that Liao Wu replaced was Sonic Dragon, which had the dragon and flying attributes. With Liao Wu's background, it was not strange for him to have a dragon-type elf. Zhang Cheng was not surprised by this. Although dragon-type elves were powerful, they were not invincible. Zhang Cheng still followed his habit and immediately detected the specific information of Sonic Dragon through the system. Name, Sonic Dragon, level 43, gender, female, qualification, 8 attributes, dragon, flying carrot item, Dragon Fang. The power of dragon attribute skills used by the Pokemon carrying this item will be enhanced. Basic skills, impact, ultrasonic wave, absorption, screech, wind, bite, wing attack, high speed movement, air blade, feather perch, tornado blade, tailwind, angry fang. Learning skills, dragon claw, fly, hold, swallow. Return inherited skills, reverse scale, snatch. Characteristics, penetration. The Pokemon with this characteristic can penetrate the opponent's barrier and stand unattacked directly. Note, Sonic Dragon, the Sonic Pokemon, is the evolved form of Buzzbat. It flies in the dark night without even moonlight and attacks prey that has let down the guard. It is invincible in battles in the dark. Chapter 288. Defeat the Sonic Dragon. The basic skills that the Soundwave Dragon has mastered are mostly flying related, and it can only learn a few dragon attribute skills. Liao Wu also made up for this problem by learning skills, and let the Soundwave Dragon learn the Dragon Claw. From the overall situation, the strength of this Soundwave Dragon should be stronger than that of Bricklin. The powerful dragon attribute skills combined with the item Dragon's Fang make the Soundwave Dragon very powerful in combat. Soundwave Dragon, use the Dragon Claw. The previous battle made Liao Wu feel very frustrated. Now that he has sent out the Soundwave Dragon, he wants to get back the previous ground and directly command the Soundwave Dragon to use powerful dragon attribute skills to attack. After receiving the order, the Soundwave Dragon quickly flapped its wings and absorbed the dragon attribute energy around it. The powerful dragon attribute energy gathered on the Soundwave Dragon's claws, forming a phantom of a dragon claw. After the dragon claw condensed and formed, the Soundwave Dragon's eyes turned red, and it controlled the phantom of the dragon claw to grab the Pidgeot in the air. Pidgeot, use Tornado. Facing the active attack of the Sonic Dragon, Zhang Cheng asked Pidgeot to use the dragon attribute skill Tornado that he had mastered. Dragon-type skills have a restraining effect on the Sonic Dragon with dragon attributes. Beep Beep. Pidgeot also flapped his wings, condensing the dragon attribute energy around him, and the absorbed dragon attribute energy formed a tornado under Pidgeot's control. The Tornado and Dragon Claw skills hit the opponent almost at the same time. The Dragon Claw of the Sonic Dragon has the local power and the blessing of props, and the damage caused is very high. After Pidgeot was hit by the Dragon Claw, his health value is knocked down by 1/3. The tornado used by Pidgeot did not have the power of the system and the blessing of props, but it had a restraining effect on the Sonic Dragon in terms of attributes. The last tornado hit the Sonic Dragon and caused damage to it by nearly 1/4 of its health value. Pidgeot, use Brave Bird attack. After the last round of fighting, Zhang Cheng found that Brave Bird attack should be more effective than Tornado, so he decisively chose to let Pidgeot use the flying type ultimate move Brave Bird attack. Beep beep. After receiving Zhang Cheng's order, Pidgeot's eyes were fierce, and he shouted at the Soundwave Dragon, and a strong energy of the flying type burst out of his body. With the blessing of this flying energy, Pidgeot launched Brave Bird attack, and rushed towards the Soundwave Dragon with powerful energy on his whole body. Soundwave Dragon, use reverse scale. Liao Wu knew that Pidgeot's attack was very powerful. Facing the flying type ultimate move, Liao Wu did not dare to be careless, and quickly commanded the Soundwave Dragon to use the high-powered Dragon type move to counterattack. Under Liao Wu's command, the Soundwave Dragon's eyes turned red, and a large amount of Dragon attribute energy surged out of its body. This energy was extremely powerful and was about to exceed the control range of the Soundwave Dragon. After stabilizing this energy, the Soundwave Dragon flapped its wings and attacked Pidgeot with powerful Dragon attribute energy. Pidgeot launched a Brave Bird attack at this time, and the two elves collided in mid-air. The skills used by Soundwave Dragon and Pidgeot are extremely powerful, and both have the power of props and their own skills, and the destructive power caused is very amazing. The two powerful energies continued to collide in the air, and finally the flying energy and Dragon attribute energy were exhausted. Neither side had an advantage in this fight. After this mutual attack, Pidgeot and Soundwave Dragon's health points were mostly knocked down. Now Soundwave Dragon has nearly a quarter of its health points left, and Pidgeot was hit by the reverse scale skill because of the previous serious injury. Pidgeot, use the storm attack. Now Pidgeot's health points are not much, and there is a high probability that he can't withstand the next attack of Soundwave Dragon's reverse scale skill, so Zhang Cheng chose to let Pidgeot attack with all his strength. Now that the reverse scale skill has been triggered, Sonic Dragon has no other skills to use. It is a good opportunity for Pidgeot to attack and severely damage Sonic Dragon. Beep beep. Pidgeot quickly condenses the flying energy around it, and a large amount of flying energy turns into a powerful storm. After the storm is formed, it is strengthened by continuously injecting energy. When the power of the storm reaches its maximum, Pidgeot flaps his wings and pushes the storm skill to Sonic Dragon. Sonic Dragon continues to burst out with manic Dragon attributes, and a large amount of Dragon attribute energy wraps its whole body. Sonic Dragon launches the reverse scale attack again at Pidgeot. Sonic Dragon is very fast. In a flash, it came in front of Pidgeot and sent out a large amount of Dragon attribute energy. The reverse scale skill accurately hits Pidgeot. Pidgeot, who is in a state of low health, is attacked by this attack with the power of Dragon Fang and the power of the original system. The health value is quickly emptied, and he falls to the ground and loses the ability to fight. When the attack of Sonic Dragon hits, the storm skill condensed by Pidgeot hits Sonic Dragon. Affected by the storm, Sonic Dragon was caught in it, and a large number of wind blades cut Sonic Dragon's skin. The power of Pidgeot's storm was not much different from Brave Bird's fierce attack. After hitting Sonic Dragon, it was considered to be successfully defeated. After the two Pokémons attacked each other continuously, they ended up in a tie, and Sonic Dragon and Pidgeot were defeated at the same time. Come back, Sonic Dragon. Pidgeot, you've worked hard, take a good rest. Zhang Cheng and Liao Wu took back their Pokémons together, and then sent out other Pokémons to continue the battle. Swimper, prepare for battle, go. Brickerin. After a round of draw, the two sides sent out the previous starting Pokémons to fight again. Swimper, use Explosive Fist, facing Brickerin, who was now in a burning state and had only 3/4 of his health. Zhang Cheng had no worries and directly let Swimper use his best fighting skills to attack. Yobo Frog rubbed his hands in preparation, and a heavy fighting energy burst out of his body. This fighting energy gathered on Frog's fists. After his fists were amplified, Frog quickly approached Bricklin and launched a powerful explosive punch. Bricklin, use Spike Defense. As a trainer with rich combat experience, Liao Wu quickly made the most correct choice and asked Bricklin to use Spike Defense. Spike Defense is a skill that not only creates defense to resist the opponent's attack, but also causes damage to Pokémon that come into contact with the spikes. It can also cause certain damage when the opponent's attack is resolved. Bricklin heard the trainer's command, nodded to indicate that it was okay, and then quickly absorbed the surrounding grass attribute energy. The emerald green grass attribute energy surrounded Bricklin's body, gradually forming a large number of spikes, and the spikes wrapped Bricklin itself in them. After the spike defense was formed, Frog's attack came, and the powerful explosive punch bombarded the shield formed by the spikes. Chapter 289 Sunbeam. The fists full of fighting energy hit the spiked shield, but failed to break through the defense. On the contrary, because of the spikes, Frog was killed by the spikes. Fortunately, the spike defense skill is mainly defensive, so the damage caused is not very high, just reducing Frog's health by nearly 1/6. Shortly after Frog was hit by the damage, Bricklin's burning effect was triggered, and its health was slightly reduced. Well done, Bricklin. Use the energy ball. In the case of being in the burning state and the physical attack being halved, Liao Wu is also very experienced and commands Bricklin to use special attack skills to attack. After receiving the order from the trainer, Bricklin began to release grass attribute energy. The rich grass attribute energy formed a green light ball under Bricklin's control. This condensed light ball is the energy ball. The energy ball launched by Bricklin is a special attack skill and will not be affected by the burning state. Quick Swim Frog, use guard. Zhang Cheng had a high level of understanding of the skills. When Bricklin used the energy ball, he knew that this attack would have a great impact on them, and he must prepare for defense in advance. Yobo Quick Swim Frog also reacted quickly. After feeling the power of Bricklin's attack this time, it quickly controlled the energy to create a guard barrier. After the guard barrier was formed, the energy ball also attacked, and the hard barrier was attacked by a large amount of grass attribute energy. Under the attack of the energy ball, although the barrier was affected by some fluctuations, it did not break. Quick Swim Frog successfully resisted this powerful attack. Quick Swim Frog, use Hell Roll now. After resisting Bricklin's attack, Zhang Cheng seized the time to launch a counterattack and commanded Quick Swim Frog to use a powerful fighting skill. Yobo, after receiving the attack order, Quick Swim Frog collected a lot of energy, then approached Bricklin, hugged it, and launched Hell Roll. Bricklin, use Solar Beam. Liao Wu's fighting style has always been very aggressive. Facing the continuous attack of the fast-swimming frog, he directly let Bricklin use the ultimate killer move of the grass attribute skill, Solar Beam. Solar Beam can form a very powerful attack power, but it also has side effects. In order to successfully use Solar Beam, it is necessary to accumulate a large amount of sunlight and grass attribute energy before it can be successfully released. After receiving the order, Bricklin quickly began to absorb sunlight and grass attribute energy with all his heart and soul. While Bricklin was absorbing energy, the fast-swimming frog attacked, and the powerful hands directly hugged Bricklin, and then rolled on the ground. The Hell Roll skill was activated. Bricklin was hit by this powerful fighting skill, and his health was reduced to 2/5. Solar Beam, activate. Liao Wu immediately ordered Bricklin to activate Solar Beam after seeing that there was enough energy. While being attacked by the fast-swimming frog just now, Bricklin had been accumulating energy. Now that the energy has been accumulated, Bricklin began to attack. A large amount of grass attribute energy mixed with sunlight formed a solar beam. Under Bricklin's control, the sunbeam burst out with powerful force and shot at the fast-swimmer frog. The sunbeam's attack speed was very fast, and the fast-swimmer frog had no time to react. In addition, because the distance was very close, the fast-swimmer frog was hit in the first place. After being hit by the sunbeam, the fast-swimmer frog was hit and flew backwards, and its health points were drastically reduced, directly knocking off 2/3. With a restraint of attributes, the power blessing of this system, and the props carried, Bricklin's attack achieved a good effect. After Bricklin's attack ended, the burning effect was triggered again, and Bricklin's health points were reduced to about 1/4. Fast-swimmer frog, use hypnosis. After the fast-swimmer frog suffered a heavy blow, Zhang Cheng changed his tactics and no longer confronted Bricklin head-on. Instead, he tried to use hypnosis to put Bricklin into hypnotic state. Yobo the fast-swimmer frog skillfully condensed a super energy, which was sucked into the belly of the fast-swimmer frog and then turned into hypnotic sound wave and shut out. Hypnotic sound wave spewed out of the mouth of the fast-swimming frog, aiming directly at Bricklin not far away. Bricklin, use hold. Liao Wu's reaction speed was very strong. After Zhang Cheng received the attack command of hypnosis, he quickly ordered Bricklin to use hold to defend. Bricklin controlled the energy around him to form a transparent barrier in front of him, and the attacking hypnotic sound waves were easily dispelled. Fast-swimming frog, now, burst punch. Seeing that Bricklin had used hold, Zhang Cheng immediately ordered the fast-swimming frog to continue the offensive. Bricklin's health was only about 1/4 of it now. If the fast-swimming frog burst out with all its strength, it could directly defeat it. Just now, he chose to let the fast-swimming frog use hypnosis just to confuse the opponent. In fact, his real intention was to let the opponent defend, and then take the initiative and launch an attack. Yobo. Yobo, the fast-swimming frog also knew very well that this attack was very important and related to whether Bricklin could be defeated. After receiving the command from the training ball, the fast-swimming frog burst out all the power in his body and condensed a very powerful fighting skill. A large amount of fighting energy condensed on the fists of Frog. With a blessing of this energy, Frog gave up all defense and attacked Bricklin fiercely. Bricklin used the seed bomb. At this time, Liao Wu also reacted. Zhang Cheng used hypnosis just to confuse him to defend. The real intention was to take the initiative to attack. Facing Frog's attack, Bricklin was a little flustered. After receiving the instructions from the trainer, he began to calm down and quickly condensed the grass attribute energy around his body. The rich grass attribute energy gathered together to form a seed bomb, which contained a powerful attack. After the seed bomb was formed, Bricklin immediately sent it out and attacked Frog. The explosive punch launched by Frog is a melee skill. If it is intercepted by the seed bomb before it gets close, it may be defeated directly and cannot cause damage to Bricklin. But Zhang Cheng obviously thought of this a long time ago, so he let Frog take the lead. Now the fast-swimming frog has come to Brickerin's side, and while being attacked by the seed bomb, it also swung its heavy punch. The explosive punch hit Brickerin's body, and the seed bomb also hit the fast-swimming frog just after it was launched. Chapter 290 The Final Showdown. The powerful explosive punch knocked Brickerin away, forming a parabola. The seed bomb exploded after contacting Frog's body, causing great damage. After being attacked by each other's skills, the two Pokémon fell to the ground, their bodies trembling constantly, trying to stand up. The game has entered a white-hot stage. At this time, the trainers watching were also silent, holding their breath and watching the two Pokémon. Under the gaze of everyone, Frog and Brickerin continued to exert their strength, but still failed to stand up. After the strength was exhausted, they both fainted on the ground. The two Pokémons fought again in a tie, and now each side only had the last Pokémon left to fight. Come back, Frog, come back, Brickerin. Zhang Cheng and Liao Wu took back their Pokémons and then took out a new Pokéball at the same time and threw it out. Leave it to you, Swampert, Hacken, it's your turn to show off. At the last moment of this championship duel, Zhang Cheng chose to send out Swampert after some analysis. Swampert is most afraid of grass attributes, and Liao Wu just sent out the grass attribute Brickerin, so the probability of sending out grass attribute Pokemon again is very small. Secondly, Zhang Cheng thinks that sending out Electrum is very risky, because Electrum's attack surface is too single, and it is only good at electric attribute skills. If it encounters an electric-resistant Pokemon, it will be difficult to deal with it. Liao Wu did not think so much, and directly sent out his strongest Pokemon, Dragonite. This Dragonite was obtained by Liao Wu's father from Kyoto, so that his son could quickly improve his strength and take over his position in the future. Seeing the Dragonite sent out by Liao Wu, Zhang Cheng was slightly relieved. As long as it was not a grass attribute Pokemon, he could accept it. Besides, before Dragonite evolved into Dragonite, it was not as powerful as imagined. According to the usual practice of fighting, Zhang Cheng turned on the detection function to check the specific situation of this Hexorus. Name, Hexorus, level 44, gender, male qualification, attribute, dragon carrying props, dragon's fangs, heart and sharp teeth. After carrying, the power of the elf's dragon attribute skills will be improved. Basic skills, tightening, glaring, electromagnetic waves, tornado, dragon's anger, smashing, high-speed movement, dragon tail, water tail. Learning skills, 100,000 volts, jet flame, guarding. Inherited skills, dragon breath, dragon dance, dragon wave, ultrasonic characteristics, magical scales. If the elves with this characteristic become abnormal, the magical scales will react and the defense will be improved. Notes, Hexorus, a dragon Pokemon, although it has no wings, it is said that it can fly in the air. Liao Wu's Hexorus has top qualifications and has reached level 44. Swampert was also just upgraded to level 44 in the battle 2 days ago. At the meeting, the elves of both sides are evenly matched. However, Hexorus still has certain advantages and attributes. The existence of dragon attributes makes Haxorus have a resistance effect and water attribute skills. Swampert can only use ground-based skills to attack in order to cause good damage to Haxorus. However, these are not what Zhang Cheng cares about. What he cares most about is the characteristics of this Haxorus. Pokemon like Haxorus have two characteristics. The common characteristic is molting, which has a probability of removing its own abnormal state. The other is the hidden characteristic magic scale, which can improve the defense when the Pokemon falls into an abnormal state. Zhang Cheng is most afraid of the molting characteristic. Fortunately, this Haxorus has the hidden characteristic magic scale. His Swampert is very good at using poison. If Haxorus has the molting characteristic, then the poisonous tactics will be defeated. Liao Wu saw that Zhang Cheng had no intention of attacking actively, and directly ordered Haxorus to attack. Haxorus, let them know how powerful you are. Use the Dragon Wave. Haxorus absorbed energy and turned into a Dragon Energy Wave, shooting at the giant Swampert in front. Swampert used Mud Bomb. This time, Zhang Cheng did not choose to let Swampert use defense to test the strength of Haxorus. He had to take the initiative to attack, so as to win the advantage. In some cases, blindly seeking stability is not good. Now is the focus of the championship battle. Only by taking the initiative can we find opportunities. Gana Gana, the heavy ground energy turned into a ball of Mud Bomb. Under the control of Swampert, the Mud Bomb collided with a Dragon Wave. The two energies collided with each other, and a large amount of mud splashed. The dragon attributed energy obviously had the upper hand. Finally, under continuous collisions, the Mud Bomb condensed by Swampert was shattered, and the remaining Dragon Waves quickly attacked and hit Swampert's body. The power of the Dragon Wave was greatly reduced after the collision just now, and the damage to Swampert was not high. After taking the advantage with one strike, Liao Wu took advantage of the victory and commanded Haxorus to continue to launch a fierce offensive. Haxorus, use Dragon's Fury. Haxorus' eyes were cold, and he burst out a burst of dragon energy in anger, and the manic dragon attribute energy attacked Swampert. After falling into disadvantage in the first collision, Zhang Cheng chose to maintain Swampert's state first, and then look for an opportunity to counterattack. Swampert, use Hold. Gana Gana. Swampert used the energy around to form a transparent barrier. After the barrier was formed, it stood firmly in front to resist the attack. The Dragon's Fury used by Haxorus was mixed with a very violent force, which hit the barrier crazily. Swampert was very skilled in using the barrier to hold, and the barrier he condensed had a strong defense force, and it easily resolved this attack. Hakron, continue to attack, use Dragon Tail. When Dragon's Fury did not work, Liao Wu was a little unconvinced and continued to command Haxorus to use dragon skills. Haxorus activated the dragon energy and attached it to its tail, forming a dragon tail that whipped towards Swampert. Zhang Cheng continued to choose defense. He was waiting for the opponent to make a mistake. After several unsuccessful attacks, Liao Wu would definitely be anxious, and then he would have a chance. Swampert, white area defense. Gana Gana. Swampert was as calm as Zhang Cheng. Facing Haxorus's dragon tail attack, he calmly controlled the rock energy to form a pale yellow barrier. The barrier was formed in time. Just after it was formed, a loud bang was heard. Haxorus's dragon tail whipped the wide area defense hard. Along with a loud noise, the barrier in front of him also trembled violently, and it seemed to be broken. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 291, Freshman Competition ends. Seeing the barrier crumbling under the bombardment of the dragon's tail, Zhang Cheng's heart was also lifted. Whether the wide area defense can withstand the attack of Haxorus has a great impact on the subsequent battle situation. After Haxorus's attack continued for a while, it stopped because its energy was exhausted. The barrier condensed by Swampert was also broken at this time, barely resisting the opponent's attack. Liao Wu saw that Swampert once again resisted Haxorus's attack and began to become a little irritated. He didn't want to delay too long. Delay will lead to changes. Liao Wu wanted to defeat Swampert in the shortest time and prove to everyone that he was the strongest trainer of this year's Magic City University. Haxorus, use Dragon Dance. Liao Wu planned to use the Dragon Dance skill to increase Haxorus's attack and speed, so as to break through Swampert's defense. Haxorus's body began to twist, dancing a strange dance, and dragon attribute energy quickly flowed into Haxorus' body, amplifying his attack and speed. After Liao Wu gave the order, Zhang Cheng's eyes lit up and he quickly commanded Swampert to counterattack. Swampert, use poison. Zhang Cheng was waiting for such an opportunity. In such a crucial match, after several attacks failed, Liao Wu would be anxious and want Haxorus to use skills that increase attack power. At this time, it was Zhang Cheng's turn to counterattack. Poison skills are difficult to hit when the opponent's Pokémon launches an attack, and there is a high probability that they will be dispersed by the energy formed by the opponent. But the situation is different now. Haxorus is performing the dragon dance to increase itself and has no time to launch other moves. Gana Swampert spits out a ball of condensed poisonous venom from its mouth. The corrosive poisonous venom forms an arc and hits Haxorus forward accurately. After the venom touches Haxorus' skin, it begins to rush into the body crazily. A large amount of toxins begin to lurk in Haxorus' body, and there is a possibility of eruption at any time. Damn it, I was so careless. Liao Wu's face was full of pain. He knew how much trouble it would be if he fell into the poisonous state. He regretted his recklessness. Swampert, use defense. After the poison skill successfully hit, Zhang Cheng did not give Liao Wu any chance and directly ordered Swampert to continue defending. Gana Swampert was too familiar with Zhang Cheng's style of play. Before Zhang Cheng gave any orders, he had already gathered energy from all around. A large amount of energy gathered in front of Swampert and turned into a transparent barrier in an orderly manner. Looking at the barrier formed in front of Swampert, Liao Wu's blood pressure soared. Hakron, use the strongest dragon tail and break its turtle shell for me. Liao Wu's mentality was a little explosive at this time. It was obvious that his Hakron was stronger, and now it became such a situation, he really couldn't accept it. Hakron swung its tail and absorbed the powerful dragon attribute energy attached to it. When the energy on the dragon's tail was absorbed to saturation, Haxorus twisted his entire body and controlled the dragon's tail to whip the transparent barrier in front of Swampert. With its power enhanced by the dragon dance, Haxorus finally broke through Swampert's defense. After breaking through the barrier's defense, Haxorus continued to swing his dragon's tail and whip Swampert's body fiercely. Swampert was only slightly injured by this attack of the dragon's tail, and most of the power was offset by the barrier. While Haxorus was attacking, the highly toxic toxins in his body began to erupt, and Haxorus's physical strength was fading at an ever-increasing speed. Haxorus, don't stop, keep attacking, use dragon breath. Liao Wu was becoming more and more anxious now. Seeing that the toxins began to erupt, but still couldn't do anything to the opponent's Swampert, he was anxious. Haxorus followed the trainer's instructions and used the dragon attribute energy in his body to form dragon breath, which was sprayed out from his nose. After the mysterious dragon breath appeared, it quickly floated to the location of Swampert. Gana Swampert knew his trainer's routine very well. Seeing the dragon breath spewing out, before Zhang Cheng gave any orders, he had already begun to condense the rock energy around him to launch a wide area defense. The rich rock energy appeared, forming a solid defense line under the control of Swampert. The seemingly weak barrier gave Liao Wu a feeling of despair, as if the barrier in front of him was the biggest obstacle on his way to the championship. The energy with a breath of dragon hit the pale yellow barrier, and as expected, it broke through the barrier, but it did not cause any substantial damage to Swampert. At this point in the battle, Haxorus was already deeply affected by the poison, and the speed at which his health value decreased was accelerating. He didn't have much time left. Haxorus, use Tornado. Swampert, hold on. Haxorus, Dragon Wave, continue the wide area defense. Swampert, in the following collision, Zhang Cheng did not follow the ethics of martial arts and frantically defended, while Liao Wu was like crazy and kept commanding Haxorus to attack. Unfortunately, the result was still not very effective. On the contrary, due to the continuous use of skills, Haxorus's ability to resist poison decreased, and the damage caused by the toxic toxin became higher and higher. At this point in the game, there was no longer much suspense for him to win. In the end, Haxorus was poisoned by the toxic toxin and fell to the ground and fainted. I declare that the champion of this freshman competition is Zhang Cheng. After the referee made Haxorus lose his ability to fight, he announced the results of this competition. As expected, Zhang Cheng won the championship. Hearing the referee announce the results of the competition, Zhang Cheng in the competition venue also breathed a sigh of relief, and his tense body relaxed. After several days of hard fighting, he finally achieved the results he wanted and became the champion of this freshman competition. What did I say before? I said Zhang Cheng could win the championship, but you still didn't believe it. You insisted on saying how powerful Liao Wu's dragon-type Pokemon was. What's the result now? A die-hard fan of Zhang Cheng kept talking proudly to the trainers who had been optimistic about Liao Wu before. Swampert's hard power is not as strong as Hakan. He was able to win by playing tricks. A supporter of Liao Wu stood up to defend. Come on, who is stupid enough to compete with you in hard power? Do you know what tactics are? The game is about results. You're right, Zhang Cheng is too good. I want to give birth to a monkey for him. A male trainer said excitedly. Hearing this, everyone felt a little strange and turned to look at the source of the sound. After a short silence, everyone began to slowly retreat and stay away from this guy. This freshman competition was very exciting, and the finals became a topic of daily discussion. Chapter 292 Strength Growth. The freshman contest ended with Zhang Cheng winning the championship. After the game, Zhang Cheng took back his Pokemon and left the competition venue. Liao Wu did not react at all. After the referee announced the result of the game, he stood there motionless like a statue. Liao Wu never expected to lose so badly. Seeing Hexorus, who had lost his ability to fight and fell to the ground, he was hit hard. After the game, Zhang Cheng left the competition venue as soon as possible, sent the Pokémons to the infirmary for treatment, and then came to the school's financial department to collect the prize money for this competition. The prize money for the champion of the freshman contest is very generous, up to 10 million Pokémon coins. With these 10 million Pokémon coins, there is no need to worry about the expenses required for training Pokémons in the future. Hello, I'm here to collect the prize money for the freshman contest. After arriving at the financial department, Zhang Cheng found a staff member and politely explained his purpose. Okay, classmate, please show me the Pokemon encyclopedia. The Pokemon encyclopedia in this world is like an ID card, which can be used to check all the information of the trainer. The staff member who received Zhang Cheng was a good-looking lady. After the lady took the encyclopedia, she started to register and query through the computer. After about 2 minutes, the young lady opened her mouth in surprise and asked, "You are the champion of this year's freshman competition of our Magic City University." Haha, yes, Zhang Cheng didn't expect the other party to be so surprised. "You are so amazing, can you sign for me?" the young lady said with a crazy look on her face. "Okay, no problem." Zhang Cheng nodded to indicate that it was no problem, and then picked up the paper and pen on the table next to him to sign. After getting the signature, the young lady was in a good mood and carefully saved the signature. She liked powerful trainers very much. Your information has been registered and reported here. The elf coin rewards for the competition will be transferred to your account within 24 hours, the young lady patiently explained to Zhang Cheng. Okay, thank you, young lady. Zhang Cheng was very satisfied with her work attitude and was in a much better mood. After confirming the situation of the elf coins, Zhang Cheng had nothing else to do, so he left the school's finance office directly. After leaving, Zhang Cheng went to the cafeteria to fill his stomach, and then went to the elf store to buy a lot of energy cubes that the elves loved to eat. Because he won the championship and earned a lot of elf coins, Zhang Cheng started shopping and spent hundreds of thousands of elf coins to buy a lot of high-level energy cubes. High-level energy cubes are the best in terms of taste and energy. After the elves eat this kind of energy cubes, their strength will be slightly improved. After winning the championship of the freshman competition, Zhang Cheng found that his popularity was indeed not low. When he bought energy cubes in the elf store, he was already recognized. When other classmates greeted him, Zhang Cheng responded politely one by one. After buying enough energy cubes, Zhang Cheng left the elf store. After putting away the various energy cubes he bought, Zhang Cheng returned to the elf treatment room and waited for the elves to recover from their injuries. While waiting for the elves to recover, Zhang Cheng used his mobile phone to pass the time. The treatment lasted until late at night, and the fast-swimming frogs and others had recovered to their peak condition. Classmate, your elves have all recovered to their best condition now, the nurse handed a few elf balls to Zhang Cheng. Thank you, Zhang Cheng thanked the nurse who took good care of his elves, and then took the elves back to the dormitory. After returning to the dormitory, Zhang Cheng took out the energy cubes he had bought, let the elves out to eat, and went to wash up. When Zhang Cheng finished washing up, the elves were also tired after a day, and after eating, They all found a suitable place to sleep. Looking at the elves who were already sleeping, Zhang Cheng was careful not to make too much noise, and after packing up, he also went to sleep. The next morning, when the sun was already high in the sky, Zhang Cheng woke up. The game had just ended, and Zhang Cheng also took advantage of this comfortable time to have a good rest and relieve the pressure brought by the game. The efficiency of the Magic City University is really fast. After Zhang Cheng woke up and opened his eyes, he turned on his mobile phone and found that there were 10 million elf coins on the time phone. After confirming that there was no problem with the reward, Zhang Cheng got up and washed up, ready to start a new day. In this way, Zhang Cheng lived a life of 3 o'clock every day in the Magic City University, concentrating on learning and mastering many fighting skills every day. Time passed quickly, and a year passed. During this year, Zhang Cheng's elves also became stronger through training and fighting. Swampert and Frogger have reached level 51, while Dragonite and Pidgeot are slightly lower, having just reached level 50. Dyncy is very talented, and has raised her level to almost level 40 in this year. Over the past year, the Pokémons have gained a lot of combat experience, and have also mastered many new skills. Today, after the 4 main Pokémons have reached level 50, Zhang Cheng plans to take the Pokémons to the Challenge Tower to obtain a new trainer title because it is the weekend. As long as the trainer has more than 3 Pokémons that have reached level 50, they can go to the Challenge Tower to challenge the gym level trainer title. After confirming that he was going to the Challenge Tower for the challenge, Zhang Cheng learned about the location of the Magic City University and some of its evaluations through the map. After making all the preparations, Zhang Cheng plans to go to the Challenge Tower tomorrow to challenge and win the title of gym level trainer. During this day, Zhang Cheng did not train the Pokémons again, so that they could stay in the best condition to meet tomorrow's competition. Nearing evening, Zhang Cheng settled the Pokémons after dinner, and then went to bed after a simple wash to prepare for tomorrow's game. The next morning, Zhang Cheng woke up before the alarm clock, and after taking care of breakfast, he asked Pidgeot to take him on the road. The location of the Challenge Tower of Magic City is slightly closer to the suburbs. It took Zhang Cheng almost 2 hours to get there from Magic City University. After arriving at the Challenge Tower, Zhang Cheng was very familiar with the operating procedures here. He found a staff member to explain his purpose, and then handed in his Pokémon illustrated book. After the staff member took the Pokémon illustrated book, he performed a series of registrations and reports on the computer. Student, your information has been registered. Now you can go directly to the number 6 battle zone to compete. I wish you become a gym level trainer soon. Chapter 293, Challenging the title of gym level trainer. Under the guidance of the staff, Zhang Cheng came to the corresponding number 6 competition room. After entering the competition room, a middle-aged man had been waiting for a long time. When he saw Zhang Cheng appear, he began to talk about the rules of the battle. The gym level trainer title assessment chooses the normal battlefield for the battle. The number of Pokémons that can participate in the battle is 3. When all the Pokémons on one side lose their combat ability, the game ends. Do you have any other questions? If not, the game can start now, the middle-aged man in charge of the assessment kindly reminded. No problem, let's start now. Zhang Cheng is still very familiar with the rules of the game. The examiner in front of Zhang Cheng is named Chen Hao. After seeing Zhang Cheng nod and indicate that there is no problem, Chen Hao came to one side of the battlefield. Zhang Cheng followed closely to the other side of the competition field. After both sides were ready, they threw their Pokeballs at the same time under the command of the referee. Swimper, it's decided to be you, Weird Strength, get ready to fight. The starting Pokemon sent by Chen Hao was the fighting type Strangler, and Zhang Cheng chose to let the frog as the starter as usual. According to his habit before the game, Zhang Cheng used the detection system to check the various data of this Strangler: name, Strangler, level 50, gender, male, qualification, B attribute, fighting carrying props, black belt, a bag that can cheer up. The power of fighting type skills will be improved after carrying it. Basic skills: staring, kick down, empty-handed chop, gathering key, seeing through, lower body kick, earth head, revenge, shoot down, leverage throw, wake up slap, double chop, bodybuilding, hail roll, cross chop. Learning skills: guard, chop tiles. Inherited skills: flame fist, back kick, one more time. Characteristics: unyielding heart. Each time a Pokemon with this characteristic falls into a cowering state, The unyielding heart will burn and the speed will be improved. Notes: Strangler. Strangler Pokémon, the progressive type of Haoli, has the power to move mountains with one hand, and can punch very powerfully with four hands together. The strength of the elves in the challenge tower is not very high. As long as the strength of one's own elves meets the standard, it is not difficult to win. Magic power. Use empty-handed chop. Chen Hao's fighting style is relatively active. After sending out the monster, he immediately began to issue attack orders. A large amount of fighting energy condensed on the four palms of the monster. After absorbing the energy, the palms turned into blades and chopped towards the fast-swimming frog not far away. Fast-swimming frog. Use explosive fist. Zhang Cheng planned to have a fighting contest with the opponent. His fast-swimming frog also had the blessing of black belt props, and the fighting skills he used were also very powerful. Yobo the fast-swimming frog clenched his fists, and the fighting energy attached to it. With a powerful energy blessing, the fast-swimming frog burst out with all its strength and collided with the attacking monster. The empty-handed chop and explosive fist skills collided in the air, and the two fighting energy squeezed each other, trying to cover the other side. Boom! The two energies were too powerful, and after the collision, a powerful shock wave was formed. The sudden shock wave spread out, and Quick Swim Frog and Weird Power had no time to dodge, and both were knocked away. Quick Swim Frog. Use the Eye of the Heart and then use Hypnosis. Zhang Cheng began his fighting style, using the blessing of the Eye of the Heart to ensure that the bear could be put to sleep. Yobo Quick Swim Frog first controlled a stream of energy to use the Eye of the Heart, and then sprayed out various hypnotic sound waves from his mouth. Weird Power. Use Hold On. Faced with the hypnotic sound waves that could not be avoided by speed, Chen Hao made a very safe choice and let Weird Power use the defensive skills he had mastered to defend. A strange barrier appeared out of thin air, isolating the sound of the hypnotic sound waves. The barrier formed easily dissolved the hypnotic sound waves of the fast-swimming frog. Looking at the situation in front of him, Zhang Cheng felt a little troubled, and the examiners had rich combat experience, and it was difficult to gain an advantage from them. It's time for us to launch a counterattack. After resolving the opponent's offensive, Chen Hao commanded Weird Power to continue to use high-powered fighting energy. Weird Power. Use Hell Roll. Strange Power quickly approached Frog, and a powerful energy burst out from his hands, firmly grasping Frog's body, and then the two elves rolled wildly on the ground together. Strange Power launched the Hell Roll skill, using powerful energy to roll the two elves continuously to further cause damage. After being hit by Strange Power's Hell Roll, Frog was beaten dizzy and confused. Swimming Frog. Let's use Hell Roll too. Zhang Cheng planned to treat him in his own way. Since Strange Power liked to use the Hell Roll skill so much, he would use the Hell Roll that Quan Yang Wang was also good at to attack. Yobo there was a dangerous light in Frog's eyes, and powerful power burst out from his hands. He quickly approached Strange Power, and then rolled wildly on the ground together. With the same trick, Frog returned it to Strange Power. The two elves have been fighting for a long time. Strange Power, we must seize the initiative. Chen Hao wanted to do his best to break the deadlock in front of him. Strange Power. Use the cross split. After receiving the trainer's order, Stellar formed a cross shape with his hands, and the fighting energy circulated on his arms. When the powerful force reached the critical point, Stellar took action and attacked Frog with a cross attack. Frog. Let's use the explosive punch. Today he planned to fight to the death with the opponent, competing with each other in the power of fighting skills. The two Pokémons were constantly attacking, trying to break through each other. Yobo Fast Swim Frog once again accumulated a lot of power. Driven by this powerful force, Fast Swim Frog exerted force with its legs, quickly came to the side of Strange Power, and punched out with terrifying power. The fist that Fast Swim Frog had just swung out was blocked, and Strange Power's cross-chop skill was relaxed. Strange Power exerted force with both palms, forming a cross shape and colliding with Fast Swim Frog's powerful iron fist. In the end, Fast Swim Frog had the upper hand in this fight. Strange Power's physical strength began to decline, and Strange Power was still slightly inferior in endurance. Zhang Cheng felt that Strange Power had fallen into a disadvantage, and he planned to take this opportunity to continue to attack and not give the opponent a chance to breathe. Fast Swim Frog. Use a lower body kick. Yobo the fast-swimming frog reacted quickly. After receiving the instruction, it gathered a strong force in its legs and used this force to kick the legs of the strange force. The strange force, who was already at a disadvantage and retreating step by step, was suddenly attacked and lost his balance and fell to the ground. Chapter 294 Defeat the Monster. Strength, cheer up, use a roundhouse kick. Looking at the fallen Strange, Chen Hao hurriedly cheered it up. Encouraged by the trainer, Strange gritted his teeth and stood up, gathering a fighting energy on his legs. With a blessing of energy, Strange used his legs to force, and a roundhouse kick hit Frog with a backhand. Frog was hit by this roundhouse kick, and the whole body flew backwards, and fell to the ground and fell into a shrinking state. The roundhouse kick skill that Strange just used has a chance to trigger the shrinking effect after hitting the elf. Well done, Chen Hao was very satisfied with Strange's performance. Keep attacking, use the earth throw. Strange burst out a powerful force in his body, and quickly came to Frog, who was already in a shrinking state and couldn't move. His arms burst out with amazing power, and directly picked up Frog and threw it into the sky. Frog had no way to resist. After being thrown into the air by Strange, it quickly fell to the ground, and its body was covered with scars. Quick swim Frog, hold on, use reckless force. Zhang Cheng has rich combat experience and made the most correct choice in a very short time. Yobo quick swim Frog endured the severe pain and attacked the monster without any rules. The reckless skill caught the monster off guard. Under the crazy attack of quick swim Frog, the monster was also severely injured. Monster, cross split, quick swim Frog, burst punch. The two commanded their elves to attack at the same time. The current state of the two elves is not very good. This collision will directly determine the winner. The monster's eyes were firm. After receiving Chen Hao's instructions, he put his hands in a cross shape, and a powerful force attached to it, forming an amazing offensive. Yobo quick swim Frog clenched his fists and burst out with powerful fighting energy. With a blessing of this energy, quick swim Frog quickly came to the front of the monster and punched out. Facing the two fists of quick swim Frog, the monster pushed forward with both hands, and the cross split skill was activated, and the two fighting energies continued to collide. Yobo, the fast swimming Frog shouted, and the power of the whole body burst out again, directly suppressing the strange force, and the power condensed by the strange force was dispersed. After dissolving the attack of the strange force, the fast swimming Frog continued to swing his fists. Strange force, use it to defend. Chen Hao saw that the cross-slash skill was dissolved, and hurriedly commanded the strange force to defend. But unfortunately, it was too late. Just when the strange force was about to absorb energy to form a barrier, the attack of the fast-swimming Frog had already hit, and a powerful punch hit the lower abdomen of the strange force. The abdomen was hit hard, and the strange force screamed in pain, and the whole body bent like a shrimp. Give him the last blow, climb the waterfall attack. Seeing that the strange force had not completely lost its combat ability, Zhang Cheng commanded the fast-swimming Frog to continue the attack, using the waterfall attack he was good at. Yobo the fast-swimming Frog skillfully condensed water attribute energy around its body, and with a large amount of energy blessing, the fast-swimming Frog crashed into the strange force. Stellar was knocked away again by Frog's waterfall attack. Stellar, who had already been seriously injured, was attacked by Frog again and lost his ability to fight. You did a good job, come back Stellar. Chen Hao took back Stellar, who had lost his ability to fight, and took out a new Pokeball. It's your turn, Raybao. The second Pokemon sent by Examiner Chen Hao was Eevee's evolved form, Jolteon. Jolteon's electric skills could cause very effective damage to Frog. Zhang Cheng turned on the detection function and began to check the data of this Jolteon. Name, Jolteon, level 50, gender, female, qualification, B attribute, electricity carrying props, magnet. The power of the Pokemon carrying this prop will be enhanced when using electric attribute skills. Basic skills, impact, wagging tail, barking, throwing sand, round pupils, flash of lightning, electric shock, double kick, thunder fang, missile needle, high-speed movement, electromagnetic waves, discharge. Learning skills. 100,000 volts, thunder, hold on. Inherited skills, hold on, curse, crazy characteristics, electricity storage. Poker with this characteristic will not be hurt when attacked by electric attribute skills, but will restore its own health. Notes, Jolteon, a thunder Pokemon, releases electricity when emotions are high. Jolteon's means of attack are basically electric attribute skills, and its characteristic is the more common electric storage characteristic, which can ignore the attacks of electric attribute skills. Frog, use the explosion punch quickly, Zhang Cheng chose to let Frog continue to attack, trying to knock out more of Jolteon's status. Yobo Frog gathered the fighting energy around it and gathered it in his hands, and once again used his signature move, Explosion Punch. After the Explosion Punch was formed, it quickly attacked Jolteon. Chen Hao was a little surprised to see Frog rushing forward. Obviously, he didn't expect Frog, who is in such a bad state, to dare to take the initiative to attack. Joras, use 100,000 volts to hit Frog back. Chen Hao chose to let Jolteon use the 100,000 volts skill to fight back. With Frog's current state, it was difficult to resist the power of 100,000 volts. Jolteon straightened his back and condensed a large amount of electrical energy. A large amount of energy gathered into a high-voltage current and shot it at Frog. The current shot out very quickly, but Frog was even faster. When Eevee just sent out 100,000 volts, he had already come to Jolteon's side, and then blasted out the Explosion Punch with terrifying power in his hand. At the same time as the explosive fist hit Jolteon, Frog was also hit by the electric current formed by the 100,000 volt skill. Jolteon was injured to some extent after being attacked, and fell into a state of confusion. Frog was seriously injured in the battle with the monster just now, and its current state could not withstand the attack of 100,000 volts. After being hit, it lost its combat ability. Well done, Frog, Zhang Cheng praised Frog, and then took out the Pokeball to take it back. It's decided to be you, Swampert. There was no suspense about the second Pokemon Zhang Cheng sent out, because the only Pokemon he had at present was Swampert, which could deal with electric Pokemon. The flying-type Pidgeot was restrained by the electric type, and the electric dragon had no way to fight because of the existence of Jolteon's electric storage characteristics. Swampert, who has the ground type, is immune to the attack of electric attribute skills. It is the best choice and the only choice at present. Swampert, use Mud Bomb. After replacing Swampert, Zhang Cheng did not hesitate at all and immediately commanded Swampert to use the ground type skills that restrain the Thunder Pokemon. Gonna under the control of Swampert, a large amount of mud gathered together, and after continuous injection of energy, it formed a mud bomb with terrifying power. Chapter 295, The Dumb King. After the mud bomb was formed, it quickly smashed towards Jolteon's position under Swampert's control. Joybu, use Guard. Chen Hao felt the power of Swampert's attack and decisively chose to let Jolteon use Guard to defend. A transparent barrier quickly formed in front of Jolteon, with powerful energy attached to it to resist external attacks. A large group of mud bombs hit the barrier formed by Jolteon. After the mud bombs touched the barrier, they exploded and spread a strong impact force. This impact force continued to hit the guard barrier, trying to break Jolteon's defense. The barrier condensed by Jolteon has strong defense power, and Swampert's attack failed to successfully break through. Joybu, let's use Missile Needle. Chen Hao knew that electric attribute skills had no effect on Swampert. After resolving Swampert's attack, he commanded Jolteon to use the bug attribute skill Missile Needle that he had mastered. Jolteon's main means of attack is electric skills, but he has also trained in bug attribute skills. The rich bug attribute energy turned into missile needles, which were shot at the swift Swampert under Jolteon's control. Swampert, take the missile needles attack and then use the stomp. Zhang Cheng was not too afraid of the missile needles that did not have the power of the original system, so he chose to let Swampert take the attack and then start a counterattack. Garna, Swampert did not care about the incoming missile needles, and began to concentrate the ground-type skills around him. The rich ground-type energy gathered on Swampert's developed limbs. With the increase of this power, Swampert used the stomp attack and slapped Jolteon with its powerful limbs. On the way to Jolteon, Swampert was hit by a large number of missile needles. Although these missile needles did not have the power of the original system and the blessing of props, they were better in number. A large number of missile needles hit Swampert's body together, causing a certain degree of impact on Swampert. In the end, Swampert still overcame the pain caused by Missile Needle and continued to launch a stomping attack on Jolteon. Swampert's powerful limb slapped Jolteon's body, and Jolteon was seriously injured by the ground-type attack. Come back, Jolteon. Facing a Pokemon like Swampert that is immune to electric attribute skills, Chen Hao had no choice but to rotate Pokemon. Slowking, prepare for battle. The last Pokemon that Chen Hao chose to send out was Slowking, a water and psychic Pokemon. Slowking is a very powerful Pokemon. Looking at the Slowking that was taking turns to play, Zhang Cheng quickly used the detection system to understand its specific situation. Name, Sloking, level 50, gender, male, qualification, B+ attributes, psychic, water-carrying item, cursed spoon, a spoon infused with telekinesis. The power of psychic skills performed by the Pokemon carrying this item will be enhanced. Basic skills, impact, curse, yawn, shout, water gun, telekinesis, immobilization, headbutt, water wave, telekinesis, laziness, instant amnesia, trick, bluffing, learning skills, freezing beam, psychic power, guarding, inherited skills, telekinesis, playing in the mud, snoring characteristics, inertness. Polygons with this characteristic will not fall into a state of obsession or provocation because of their slow senses. Note, Slowking, the king Pokemon, the evolved form of Slowpoke, has superior wisdom and inspiration, and is always calm and at ease. This Slowking is Chen Hao's last Pokemon to go into battle. According to Zhang Cheng, this Slowking is much stronger than Jolteon. Slowking, use trick. After sending out Slowking, Chen Hao did not rush to launch an attack, but chose to increase Slowking's special attack first. After receiving the order, Slowking burst out a stream of evil energy from its body. This energy produced a strange effect and was increasing Slowking's special attack. Seeing that Chen Hao had no defense and directly let Slowking increase its special attack, how could Zhang Cheng miss such a good opportunity? Swampert, use poison. What? Poison? Hearing the order issued by Zhang Cheng, Chen Hao was surprised at first, and then a strong sense of uneasiness surged in his heart. Gana Swampert's mouth sprayed a stream of poisonous venom, and the target of the poison was Slowking, who was using trick to increase his special attack. When the poisonous venom was released, Slowking had just finished increasing his special attack and it was too late to dodge. The poisonous venom came into contact with Slowking's body. The moment it came into contact, a large amount of toxins entered its body and began to eat away at its health. I didn't expect your Swampert to use poison, Chen Hao said in surprise as he looked at Slowking, who was in a poisonous state. Swampert, used mud shooting. Zhang Cheng responded to Chen Hao's order to launch the attack. Gana after Swampert succeeded in the attack, it skillfully used ground energy to transform into a ball of mud. After the mud was formed, it brought enough power to shoot at Slowking. Slowking, use mental power. After the special attack was greatly improved, the skills launched by Slowking also had a strong deterrent power. Slowking burst out a powerful mental power, which was very aggressive. The skills of the two Pokemon were launched at the same time, and Swampert launched the mud shooting skill to hit Slowking. At the same time, Slowking's powerful mental power attacked. This power had no physical object and could only be perceived through the mind. Under the attack of a large amount of mud with ground energy, Slowking was beaten back again and again. Swampert, who was hit by the mental power, was not much better. Swampert, who was the most troubled by the mental attack, felt his whole head buzzing. Swampert, hold on, concentrate your energy. Looking at Swampert being tortured by the mental power, Zhang Cheng hurriedly encouraged and commanded. Gana Swampert has strong willpower, and in this case, he can also overcome the pain brought by the mental power with his own willpower. Slowking, use telekinesis. After the mental power hit Swampert, while Swampert was in unbearable pain, Chen Hao commanded Slowking to continue to launch superpower attacks. Slowking nodded and began to gather a telekinesis. After the telekinesis was formed, it rushed towards Swampert with a powerful attack. Swampert, use hold to resist. Zhang Cheng felt that this kind of mental attack was still very tricky, and he had no choice but to use hold to defend first. Chapter 296, Unsolvable Strategy. Gana Swampert quickly condensed a barrier in front of him, and after the barrier was formed, it protected Swampert. The telekinetic attack launched by Slowking was blocked by the barrier, and a powerful force pressed on the barrier, trying to break the barrier. However, the defensive power of the defending skill used by Swampert was very strong. Slowking used his telekinetic skills to the extreme but still failed to break through this seemingly weak barrier. Swampert successfully resolved Slowking's attack, and the toxins in Slowking's body began to erupt. Under the influence of the toxins, Slowking also made a painful cry. Slowking, use lazy. Chen Hao chose to let Slowking use the recovery skill to relieve the injuries caused by the highly toxic toxin. After receiving Chen Hao's instructions, Slowking lay on the ground, lazily absorbing the energy around him. These energies turned into gentle light to restore Slowking's injuries. Zhang Cheng naturally would not let Slowking recover from his injuries, and directly commanded Swampert to launch an attack. Since he wanted to use recovery-type skills, he needed to be prepared to be attacked. Swampert used the Mud Bomb. Because water attribute skills are not effective against Slowking, Zhang Cheng chose to let Swampert use ground-based skills to attack. Gana Swampert spewed out rich ground-based energy from his mouth, which gathered together to form a powerful mud bomb. After the mud bomb condensed and formed, it quickly attacked Slowking under the control of Swampert. At this time, Slowking had just used the lazy skill and had no way to avoid the mud bomb. The mud bomb hit Slowking's body, and the unstable ground-based energy exploded after the collision. The powerful shock wave had a great impact on Slowking. Slowking had just recovered from his injuries when he was immediately injured by Swampert's mud bomb. The benefits of this lazy skill were minimal. As the battle continued, the toxins in Slowking's body became more and more powerful, and his injuries became more and more serious. But Chen Hao had no other options now. Substituting Jolteon for Swampert would not work. Swampert was immune to electric attribute skills. If he wanted to break the situation, he had to let Slowpoke defeat Swampert, and then use Jolteon to deal with Zhang Cheng's last Pokémon. Slowpoke used psychic power again. Chen Hao planned to continue his offensive and get rid of the opponent's Swampert as soon as possible. Slowpoke quickly condensed the psychic energy around him and turned it into a mental attack. After the psychic power was formed, it quickly attacked Swampert. Zhang Cheng had rich experience in fighting and knew exactly what Chen Hao was thinking at the moment. Naturally, he would not let him succeed. Swampert used wide area defense. As long as Zhang Cheng could delay the time, the poison would become stronger and stronger, and Slowpoke would lose its ability to fight sooner or later. As long as Slowpoke was defeated, Jolteon would have no way to deal with Swampert, and Zhang Cheng could easily win. Gana a barrier formed by rock-type energy formed in front of Swampert. After the barrier appeared, it gave people a feeling of being indestructible. The spiritual power emitted by Slowking was blocked by the barrier. The spiritual power can cause great damage to the Pokémon, but it has little effect on the barrier without the spirit. The wide area defense easily resisted the attack of Slowking. Slowking used Lazy. The highly toxic toxin is constantly causing damage to Slowking. After the attack has no effect, Chen Hao chooses to let Slowking use recovery skills to alleviate the damage caused by the poison. After receiving the order from the trainer, Slowking gave up defense and started to use Lazy. Swampert, Stomp attack. Zhang Cheng naturally couldn't give Slowking a chance and directly commanded Swampert to attack. Now he planned to use this rogue style of play. If Slowking chooses to attack, Zhang Cheng will let Swampert defend, and Slowking will have no way to deal with Swampert. If Slowking chooses to use transformation skills, Zhang Cheng will command Swampert to attack. Gana, Swampert exerted force on all four limbs, gathering powerful strength and slapping Slowking hard. Slowking, who was using his laziness to recover his strength, was interrupted by Swampert, and Swampert's attack knocked Slowking out. The strength that Slowking had finally recovered was beaten back by Swampert, and the poison continued to explode, and Slowking's condition had become very bad. In the end, under Zhang Cheng's style of play, Slowking was defeated very aggrievedly. After getting rid of Slowking, Chen Hao only had one Thunder Pokémon left. Thunder Pokémon, who was only good at using electric attribute skills, could not fight Swampert at all. Under Swampert's continuous attack, it was also easily defeated. Zhang Cheng won the game when he could send out the third Pokémon. You are very strong. You can reach this level at this age. Young people have a promising future. Chen Hao recalled Zhang Cheng's command just now and couldn't help but praise. Senior, you are too kind. I was able to win this game because of luck and attributes. Zhang Cheng responded modestly to the compliment of the examiner. After winning the game, Zhang Cheng went to the staff to register. From now on, Zhang Cheng is a gym-level trainer certified by the Alliance. Classmate, you are already a gym-level trainer at such a young age. This is amazing, a female staff member who is responsible for registering Zhang Cheng asked in surprise. Zhang Cheng's Pokémon encyclopedia can tell his specific age. It is obvious that Zhang Cheng is still in college for less than 2 years. How can he not be surprised to become a gym-level trainer in his sophomore year? Even in the Magic City, there are only a handful of people who can become gym-level trainers in their sophomore year. These people will become famous top trainers in the future. It's okay. There are still many geniuses in places like the Magic City. Zhang Cheng knows that there are always people who are better than you. Do you have a girlfriend? If so, do you mind having one more? The lady said half-jokingly. Haha, I don't have any plans for the time being, Zhang Cheng said a little embarrassedly. Don't be shy, little brother. Add me a contact number. We can chat when we have time. In the end, Zhang Cheng couldn't resist the little fangirl's offensive and took out his phone to add her contact number. After registering his information in the challenge tower, Zhang Cheng took the Pidgeot back to school. After returning to school, Zhang Cheng sent the injured elves to the treatment room for treatment and went back to the dormitory to rest. Chapter 297 Broken Dragon River. After getting the title of gym-level trainer, there are no classes in school recently, so Zhang Cheng has a lot of free time. He plans to take some tasks in the Pokemon Quest Hall in the Magic City. After thinking about it, Zhang Cheng immediately took action and found the Pokemon Quest Hall in the Magic City according to the map navigation. This is also the first time Zhang Cheng has accepted a task since he came to the Magic City. Before, he basically trained Pokémons and took classes. Now there are fewer courses in school, so Zhang Cheng has time to do tasks. The structure of the task hall in the Magic City is not much different from that in Jiangcheng City. After Zhang Cheng came here, he found the task receiving machine with ease and began to choose the appropriate task. With Zhang Cheng's current strength, he can completely accept diamond-level tasks. The Pokémons that need to be dealt with in diamond-level tasks are generally around level 50. After careful selection, Zhang Cheng finally chose a task to go to the Broken Dragon River to eliminate foreign Pokémons. The Broken Dragon River is located to the west of the Magic City area, and it can be reached in 3 hours at the speed of Pidgeot. It is said that a long time ago, a large number of dragon Pokémons died in the Broken Dragon River, and the name of the river came from this. At present, there are no wild dragon-type elves in China. Because dragon-type elves are naturally powerful, they have been controlled by the Alliance for a long time. Now the elves living near the Broken Dragon River are mostly black seahorses and sea thorn dragons. As for the Thorn Dragon King, it has never appeared. To evolve into Thorn Dragon King, you need dragon scales, which is a very rare item. Recently, a group of Megalodon sharks invaded the Broken Dragon River. The Megalodon shark race likes to fight, which has affected the survival of the black seahorse population. This time, Zhang Cheng's task is to eliminate these ferocious Megalodon sharks and maintain the ecological balance of the Broken Dragon River. According to intelligence, there are a total of 8 invading Megalodon sharks. The highest level leader is level 50, and the rest are between 40 and 50. Except for Diancie, the elves in Zhang Cheng's hands have all reached level 50, so there is no big problem in dealing with these Megalodon sharks. After accepting the task, Zhang Cheng went to the elf store to buy some necessities for going out, and then took the Pidgeot to the Broken Dragon River. With Pidgeot, it was very convenient for Zhang Cheng to find Megalodons. The view in the sky was very wide, and Zhang Cheng soon found where they were. In line with the situation provided by the task, there were a total of 8 Megalodons in front of him, and the highest level was 50. These Megalodons were surrounding 2 sea thorns and a black seahorse, and they looked like they were ready to fight at any time. Before taking action, Zhang Cheng planned to understand the situation of the Megalodon leader first. After turning on the detection system, a large amount of data appeared in Zhang Cheng's mind. Name, Megalodon, level 50, gender, female, qualification, B attributes, water, evil items, carrot, black glasses. Those glasses look very strange. The power of evil attribute skills will be enhanced after the Pokemon carries them. Basic skills, glare, bite, gather, rage, water jet, malicious pursuit, harsh sound, frozen fang, bluff, ghost face, poisonous fang, bite, high speed movement skills to learn, non-inherited skills, saltwater, high speed stars, self-sacrifice collision characteristics, rough skin. When a Pokemon with this characteristic is attacked, it will use its rough skin to hurt the opponent that touches it. Notes, Megalodon, a ferocious Pokemon, is the evolved form of Sharptooth. It is the cruel, cunning and smart king of the sea. It has a special skin that can reduce water resistance and can reach a maximum speed of more than 120 km per hour. This wild Megalodon has a B-level qualification. To be the leader of a group of Megalodons, its qualification must not be too low. What surprised Zhang Cheng was that this Megalodon actually got a black glasses, which are very suitable for itself. Black glasses can increase the power of the elf's evil skills, which is very suitable for Megalodon. After understanding the situation of the Megalodon leader, Zhang Cheng looked at the three elves surrounded by the Megalodon. According to Zhang Cheng's speculation, these two sea dragons should be a couple, and the black seahorse protected by them is probably their child. The level of the two adult sea dragons is 43, which is also a relatively powerful existence in this water area, but they are still somewhat powerless in the face of these megalodons. After scanning through the detection system, Zhang Cheng was surprised to find that one of the female sea dragons was actually an A-level qualification. Seeing this, Zhang Cheng suddenly thought of something and turned to look at the black seahorse protected by the sea dragon. Name: Ink Seahorse, level 21, gender, male qualification, attribute, water items carried, none basic skills, bubble, smoke screen, stare, water gun, tornado, bubble ray learning skills, none inherited skills, reverse scale, aurora beam, dragon breath, turbid current characteristics, free and easy. The speed of Pokémon with this characteristic will be greatly improved in rainy weather. Notes: Ink Seahorse, a dragon Pokémon, uses its tail that rolls up like a clockwork to keep its body balanced, and spits ink from its mouth. This weak Ink Seahorse, as Zhang Cheng expected, has A-level qualifications, but when Zhang Cheng saw the inherited skills of the Ink Seahorse, he was surprised and felt a little strange. Because these two sea dragons did not master the reverse scale skill, how is this reverse scale skill inherited? Zhang Cheng did not dwell too much on this matter. Now all he had to do was to get rid of these megalodons and rescue the Ink Seahorse while completing the task. Now his team only has 5 elves, and they just lack a powerful elf. This A-level seahorse meets Zhang Cheng's requirements. Seahorse's final evolution, the Thorn Dragon, has dragon attributes, and with the characteristics of swimming freely, its combat power is very strong in rainy weather. Come out, Frog, Swampert, and Dragonite. Zhang Cheng directly released the 3 elves. Frog and Swampert fell directly into the river below, and Dragonite was placed on Pidgeot's back because it couldn't swim. Dragonite's attack methods are basically long-range attacks, so it will not be affected too much. The group of megalodons that were about to attack Seahorse found something strange and turned around to stare at Frog and Swampert fiercely. Swampert, use wide area defense. Frog, use water wave. After the megalodons found something wrong, Zhang Cheng took the initiative and decisively commanded the elves to launch an offensive. Gana Swampert is responsible for defense, and condenses a huge barrier through rock energy. The barrier condensed by the wide area defense can protect 2 Pokémon at the same time. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 298, Fighting a Group of Megalodon Sharks. A barrier composed of rock energy appeared in front of Swampert and Frogger to face the attack of the Megalodon group. Yobo Frogger condensed water attribute energy into water ripples and attacked from a distance. There are many megalodons. If you rashly approach and use melee skills to attack, you will fall into a more dangerous situation. The water wave launched by Frogger hit the megalodon in the front. This megalodon is only level 42. After being hit by Frogger's skills, it sank to the bottom of the water and suffered serious injuries. One of the megalodons was attacked, and the remaining 7 megalodons were extremely angry. Under the leadership of the leader, they used water jets to attack together. 7 powerful water columns attacked and hit the wide area defense condensed by Swampert. The wide area barrier was quickly broken by so many skills at the same time. After breaking the barrier formed by the wide area defense, the remaining water columns attacked Swampert and Frogger. Swampert and Frog were hit by a large amount of water column, and their whole bodies sank to the bottom of the water, suffering serious injuries. Dragonite used thunder attack on the megalodons. Seeing that Swampert and Frog were repelled, Zhang Cheng commanded the Dragonite beside him to use thunder attack. Water can conduct electricity. As long as Dragonite releases thunder attack near the megalodons, it can cause serious damage to them. Dragonite stood on the back of Pidgeot, condensing all its strength to burst out a powerful electric current, which turned into a sturdy thunder dragon, falling from a high place to chop down the megalodons below. The sturdy thunder dragon touched the water surface, and suddenly a large amount of electric current flashed. The megalodons were hit by these electric currents, and their skin turned into a charred color. Dragonite's attack achieved a good effect, and several weak Megalodons were severely damaged. The Sea Dragon, which was originally besieged by the Megalodon, had just retreated to a safe place. The male Sea Dragon handed the Ink Seahorse to the female Sea Dragon to take care of, and came to help deal with the Megalodon. The Sea Dragon absorbed the water element energy in the river to form salt water to attack a severely injured Megalodon. The saltwater skill has double damage to the seriously injured Pokémon. A large amount of salt water fell on the Megalodon's body, and the Megalodon screamed in pain. With the help of the Sea Dragon, a Megalodon was directly dealt with. The Megalodon, which was hit by the attack of the Fast Swim Frog at the beginning and then hit by the Thunder skill of the Electric Dragon, also lost its combat ability. Now 2 Megalodons have lost their combat ability. Together with a leader, the 6 Megalodons that are still capable of fighting have been seriously injured by the Thunder skill of the Electric Dragon. Electric Dragon, use the most powerful 100,000 volts. Swampert, Frog, use Hold. Zhang Cheng continued to command the elves to fight. The electric skills that Electric Dragon is good at can cause heavy damage to the Megalodon group. Swampert and Frog only need to attract firepower from the front. A large amount of high-voltage current burst out of Electric Dragon's body. After these currents appeared, they quickly attacked the Megalodon group under the control of Electric Dragon. Gana Yobo at the same time, Swampert and Frog used Hold to defend and resist the Megalodon's attack. 2 transparent hold barriers appeared in front of Swampert and Frog, protecting them firmly. The Megalodon's attack was very organized. Under the leadership of the leader, they used the crushing skill this time. The Megalodon's mouth gathered evil energy. With the blessing of these energies, the Megalodon's teeth became very sharp. After the sharp teeth were formed, they rushed forward to the location of Swampert and Frog under the leadership of the leader. A large number of teeth bit on the barrier, and the barrier was attacked by so much evil energy and began to show tiny cracks. Just when the Megalodon was about to break through the defense of the barrier, the 100,000 volt skill of the Electric Dragon was activated, and a large amount of high-voltage current hit the Megalodon. Under the attack of the 100,000 volt skill, the Megalodon screamed one after another, and the teeth that were originally biting the barrier tightly also loosened. Under this 100,000 volt attack, 3 weak Megalodons lost their combat ability. Now there are only 2 level 48 Megalodons and a level 50 leader. The leader of the Megalodon group was very angry when he saw his companions who lost their combat ability one after another, and he gathered evil energy again at a very fast speed to launch an attack. The Megalodon was very fast, and in a flash, it came to Frog, and bit Frog's arm with its teeth carrying strong evil energy. Yobo! Yobo! The frog let out a painful roar, and controlled the other arm that was not bitten to use the fighting energy to counterattack with a burst punch. The fist carrying the fighting energy hit the Megalodon's mouth. After the mouth was attacked, the Megalodon loosened its mouth in pain. The frog took the opportunity to retreat and keep a safe distance from the Megalodon. Gana seeing the frog being attacked, the Swampert was a little angry, and quickly condensed the ground energy to form a mud bomb and smashed it at the Megalodon. The Megalodon was attacked by the mud bomb as soon as it was blasted away by the burst fist. The mud bomb exploded after contacting the Megalodon, and a large amount of ground energy directly hit the Megalodon leader. Electric Dragon, use a thunder to finish it off. After this collision, the Megalodon leader was in a very bad state, and the remaining 2 Megalodons that had not lost their combat ability were not much better. Zhang Cheng directly commanded the Electric Dragon to use a thunder attack to directly defeat these Megalodons. Meow Meow the Lightning Dragon was absorbing the electric energy crazily, and the absorbed electric energy was gathered together to form a powerful Thunder Dragon. The Thunder Dragon seemed to have a spirit. After appearing, it rushed directly to the location of the Megalodon. The Thunder Dragon's impact speed was very fast. The Megalodon had no time to dodge and was attacked head-on by the Thunder Dragon. A large amount of electric current hit the Megalodon's body. After receiving this fatal blow, the 3 Megalodons lost their ability to fight. So far, all 8 Megalodons have been defeated. Zhang Cheng took out the Pokeballs he had prepared in advance and put these Megalodons into them. These Pokémons need to be handed over to the Alliance at that time. After Zhang Cheng put all the Megalodons into the Pokeballs, he commanded Pidgeot to the location of the Sea Dragon. Zhang Cheng really wanted to subdue this A-level Black Seahorse. Now his team only has 5 Pokémons, and the subsequent large-scale competitions require 6 Pokémons. The Black Seahorse in front of him is a perfect match for Zhang Cheng. It has the ability to swim freely and it has great advantages in rainy weather. At the same time, the ultimate evolution of the Black Seahorse is the Thorn Dragon King, which has dragon attributes. Chapter 299, Subdue the Ink Seahorse. Seeing Zhang Cheng approaching, the two sea dragons took the initiative to show their friendship and express their gratitude to Zhang Cheng. Sea Dragon, I want to take the Black Seahorse away, can I? It has a high talent and is suitable for going out to the outside world. It is more dangerous to stay here. Zhang Cheng tried to persuade the two guardians of the Black Seahorse. If they disagreed, Zhang Cheng would forcefully subdue the Black Seahorse, but the subdued elf would not obey his command in this case. Hearing what Zhang Cheng said, the two sea dragons looked at each other, and then looked at the Black Seahorse behind them, obviously wanting to respect the child's own opinion. Black Seahorse, are you willing to go with me to see the outside world? It may be more suitable for you there. After the two sea dragons agreed, Zhang Cheng put his focus on the Black Seahorse. When the Black Seahorse heard what Zhang Cheng said, he seemed to understand and looked at the two sea dragons for a while, and then looked at Zhang Cheng standing on the back of Pidgeot. After some hesitation, the Black Seahorse agreed to Zhang Cheng's invitation and became a member of the team. Seeing that the Seahorse agreed, Zhang Cheng took out a new Pokeball and put the Seahorse in it. Zhang Cheng was in a good mood after getting a nail-level Seahorse. He gave all the Pokemon food he carried with him to the two sea dragons, and then left with the Pokémons. Now that the mission has been completed, Zhang Cheng plans to return directly to the Pokemon Mission Hall to hand over the mission. The reward for this diamond-level mission is 1 million Pokemon coins, which is still a very good income. Because Pidgeot had consumed a lot of physical energy on the way here, it took nearly 4 hours to return to the downtown area of Motu. After returning, Zhang Cheng first sent the Pokémons to the treatment room to recover, and after settling the Pokémons, he went to the Pokemon Mission Hall to hand over the mission himself. When he came to the Pokemon Mission Hall again, Zhang Cheng showed the Pokemon Atlas and handed in the Megalodon he had caught. After the mission was handed over, the reward of 1 million Pokémons for the mission was directly transferred to Zhang Cheng's account. After receiving the Pokemon coins reward, Zhang Cheng thanked the staff and returned to the Pokemon treatment room. The elves were not seriously injured in this battle. After Zhang Cheng finished the task and came back, the elves had almost recovered. After all the elves recovered, Zhang Cheng took the elves back to school. After returning to school, he first solved the problem of his stomach, and then returned to the dormitory and took out the energy blocks that the elves loved to eat. After doing all this, Zhang Cheng lay down on the bed, closed his eyes and prepared to have a good sleep to relieve today's fatigue. In the following period of time, due to the relatively few courses, Zhang Cheng was active in the training ground most of the time. The elves continued to get stronger in training day after day, and Diance's level also slowly caught up and rose to level 42. Zhang Cheng spent most of his thoughts on Diance and Rahima, because these two elves are now weak and do not have too strong combat power. After the level of Mahima was raised to level 30, it evolved into Sea Thorn Dragon. If you want to evolve into Thorn Dragon King again, you must have dragon scales. Dragon scales are treasures that are priceless and cannot be found for a while. Now all Zhang Cheng has to do is to raise the level of said dragon. It won't be too late to complete the evolution after he has the dragon scales. Time flies, and another semester has passed in the blink of an eye. During this semester, Zhang Cheng spent a lot of Pokemon coins to supplement the Pokémons with learning skills and props to enhance the overall strength of the team. The levels of Diance and Cedrigan finally caught up during this semester. Now the levels of Frogger, Swampert, Pidgeot and Dragonite have reached level 59, Diance is currently level 58, and Cedrigan is level 57. At this rate, Zhang Cheng will soon become a Quasi-King level trainer. The assessment of Quasi-King level trainers is relatively strict. Both sides need to send 6 Pokemon to fight, and the 6 Pokemon must be above level 60. Zhang Cheng believes that as long as he works hard, it is only a matter of time before he becomes a Quasi-King trainer. Just when Zhang Cheng was immersed in training, he suddenly received a notice from his instructor saying that Kyoto University had sent several top trainers to challenge him. Judging from the information currently available, Kyoto University is indeed very strong, and all the trainers from Magic City University were completely defeated. When Kyoto University was mentioned, Zhang Cheng suddenly thought of Yutian. According to Zhang Cheng's calculations, he must be one of the trainers sent by Kyoto University this time. It seems that there will be another big battle between the two of us, Zhang Cheng was already on his way to the competition venue while thinking about this. The trainer sent by Kyoto University this time is too powerful. It feels like there is no opponent at all. I don't know if Zhang Cheng can beat this guy. It's too abnormal. The trainers watching were discussing the genius trainer sent by Kyoto University this time. Zhang Cheng caused a sensation after arriving at the competition venue and instantly became everyone's hope. As the champion of the freshman competition, Zhang Cheng is the last hope for everyone. Zhang Cheng found a convenient place to watch the game. Sure enough, he was not wrong. The strongest trainer sent by Kyoto University this time was Yi Tian. After other trainers were defeated one after another, Zhang Cheng had no choice but to stand up and stop Yi Tian's offensive. Under the guidance of the referee, Zhang Cheng came to the battle site where Yi Tian was. "Long time no see, kid. I didn't expect this meeting to be like this," Zhang Cheng said to Yi Tian opposite. Yi Tian was not surprised to see Zhang Cheng, because before coming to Magic City University, Yi Tian had already understood the overall strength of the school. "I heard that you are very good at Magic City University, so I came here to compete with you on purpose. Then let's have a good fight," Zhang Cheng nodded. Now that the two people represent different schools, they should naturally give their all. After the two were ready, they each took out a Pokeball and waited for the referee to explain the rules of the game. This time the game chose the 6v6 game mode, and Zhang Cheng was also the first time to participate in such a large-scale game. After both sides were ready, the referee blew the whistle hanging around his neck, and the game officially began. Zhang Cheng and Yi Tian threw out a Pokeball in their hands at the same time and sent out the Pokemon to fight. Chapter 306 Showdown. Frog, prepare for battle. Butterfree, it's you. The game started, and the two threw their Pokeballs at the same time, and Butterfree and Frog appeared in the battlefield. The two looked at the Pokémon sent by the other side and smiled at each other. Zhang Cheng knew that Yi Tian would definitely send Butterfree, and Yi Tian also knew that Zhang Cheng would definitely send Frog. This first battle was an open contest. Yi Tian's Butterfree was much larger than before, and the color of its wings was brighter. Yi Tian trained Butterfree very well. According to the battle habit, Zhang Cheng still opened the system to check the various data of Butterfree. After 2 years of not seeing it, Zhang Cheng knew very little about Butterfree. After the detection system was turned on, a large amount of information poured into Zhang Cheng's mind. Name, Butterfree, level 59, gender, female, qualification, A attributes, flying, insect-carrying items, silver powder, powder emitting silver light. The power of insect attribute skills used by the elf will be enhanced after carrying it. Basic skills, impact, insect bite, silk spinning, hardening, wind, telekinesis, poison powder, hypnotic powder, paralysis powder, fantasy ray, ultrasonic wave, silver tornado, mystical guardian, blowing away, insect chirping, angry powder, temptation, tailwind, air slash, butterfly dance. Learning skills, destructive ray, poisonous, hold, energy ball, psychic power, shadow ball, acrobatics. Inherited skills, none. Characteristics, compound eyes. Because of the compound eyes, the hit rate of skills will be improved. Notes, Butterfree, a butterfly-type Pokemon, is the evolved form of Metapod and can bounce on the water with the scales on its wings. After 2 years of growth, Butterfree has reached level 59, and has mastered a lot of basic skills and learning skills, and is very powerful. What surprised Zhang Cheng the most was the qualification of this Butterfree. Yi Tian's Butterfree was originally of C-level qualification, but now it has been upgraded to A level. I think it must be a strange experience. After understanding the data at Butterfree, Zhang Cheng also checked the current situation of Frog. Name, Frog, level 59, gender, male, qualification, A+, attributes, water, fighting, carrying props, black belt, a bag that can cheer up. After carrying it, the power of the Pokemon's fighting skills will be improved. Basic skills, playing in water, water gun, hypnosis, bubbles, cereal slaps, praying for rain, Tarzan, mud shooting, belly drum, wake up slap, water cannon, mud bomb, hail roll, batao, explosive fist. Learning skills, surfing, freeze beam, guard, thief, waterfall climbing, rock slide, bodybuilding, inspiration bomb, lower body kick, stomp. Inherited skills, reckless, eye of the heart, bubble ray. Characteristics, free and easy. The Pokemon with this characteristic will greatly increase its speed in rainy weather. Note, Frog, a tadpole Pokemon, needs to have well-developed muscles in order to swim, and is best at using these muscles to perform fighting-type moves. Butterfree, use Air Slash. While Zhang Cheng was understanding the situation of the Pokémon, Yiyan took the initiative and commanded Butterfree to use a powerful flying skill to attack Frog. Butterfree quickly flapped its wings, controlling the flying energy to form an air blade to slash at Frog on the ground. Frog, use Protect. Zhang Cheng didn't know much about Yiyan's Butterfree's attack power, so he planned to make an estimate through defense skills first. Yobo. After receiving the instructions from the trainer, Frog waved his hands to condense the energy around to form a transparent barrier. The air blade formed by the flying energy slashed on the barrier, and the barrier suddenly shook violently, and a long crack appeared where it was hit by the air slash. The defense of the barrier condensed by Frog was quite good, and the energy of the air slash was exhausted, but it failed to completely break the barrier. Frog, use Raindrop. After having a certain understanding of Butterfree's attack power, Zhang Cheng commanded Frog to use the Raindrop skill first. In a 6v6 Pokémon battle, the influence of weather is crucial. With a blessing of rainy weather, Zhang Cheng's Pokémon will be greatly improved. Yobo Frog clenched his fists, and a powerful energy burst out of his body. Under the influence of this energy, a large number of dark clouds formed above the battlefield, and then rain began to fall. Rainy weather formed, and a strange luster appeared on Frog's body. The leisurely and free characteristics were triggered, and Frog's speed was improved. Butterfree, use Hypnotic Powder. Frog couldn't defend during the period when Frog used the rain. Yiyan seized this opportunity and let Butterfree take the opportunity to use Hypnotic Powder. The strange grass attribute energy gathered in front of Butterfree. These energies gathered together and turned into a large amount of powder under Butterfree's control. After the hypnotic powder was formed, Butterfree flapped its wings and blew the powder towards Frog. Frog, get out of the way. Seeing Butterfree's hypnotic powder coming, Zhang Cheng commanded Frog to dodge. In the rainy weather, the flying speed of the powder was affected by the rain, and the speed of the fast-swimming Frog was improved, so it finally avoided the attack of the powder. Butterfly, continue to attack. Use the mental power. Yiyan has a deep understanding of the attributes, and the skills used by Butterfly are all the attributes that restrain the fast-swimming Frog. Butterfly controls the mental power and forms a mental power with powerful lethality. Fast-swimming Frog, use the water cannon. Facing Yiyan's continuous offensive, Zhang Cheng chose to let the fast-swimming Frog use the powerful water cannon of the water system to attack. With a blessing of rainy weather, the power of the water cannon will be very terrifying. Yobo, the fast-swimming Frog squatted down with its legs, clenched its fists, and burst out with the strongest power to absorb the water element energy crazily. Under the crazy absorption of the fast-swimming Frog, a large amount of water element energy gathered together to form a water dragon. After the water dragon condensed into shape, it rushed towards Butterfly. The mental blade used by Butterfly also attacked the fast-swimming Frog at the same time. Since the mental power is an invisible mental attack that can penetrate the water dragon and directly attack the fast-swimming Frog, the two elves' attacks are staggered and attack each other. The powerful mental power hits the head of the fast-swimming Frog. Under the impact of this energy, the fast-swimming Frog's eyes are bloodshot and it has suffered great mental damage. The water dragon formed by the fast-swimming Frog is extremely fast and appears in front of Butterfree in an instant. After the water dragon touches Butterfree, it suddenly opens its mouth and wraps Butterfree in it. After the water dragon swallows Butterfree, it explodes directly, and a large amount of water element energy bombards Butterfree's body. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.